Oh, oh my goodness. What a game that was last night. My heart's still pounding from it. I think everybody's heart is still pounding from it. Welcome into halftime. Good morning. 11:01. It's a bright, sunny day. It's a great day to be talking Razorback sports along with Matt Jones. I'm Phil Elson. You got Christian Johnston. I'm in the studio today with everybody. And guys, wow, that sucks to lose, but that was an amazing basketball game last night. I keep hearing the best game of the year. That's one of the best games I've ever watched in my entire life. So obviously we know what we get into at the very start here, Matt. How you doing today?
Hey, happy Thursday. What a game, what a performance. Man, that's tough. You know, we controlled our own destiny. If we would have won out, we could have been SEC champs, and nothing wrong with silver polish. Maybe we can get a 2 seed and in the SEC tournament. Maybe you win that. I still think this team, they're playing for seeding right now. But what a tremendous effort. There's nothing to hold your head about when 4 people get ejected. When's the last time you remember 4 guys fouling out of a college basketball game for the Hogs?
I
don't
think I remember it ever happening. I forget a lot of things that I've watched. But I feel like I would remember a game that I was sitting there and one team had 4 foul out. And then the other team had nobody foul out or even come close to it too. Yeah, I mean, how many times have you seen somebody play the entire full 50 minutes and score 49 points as well and literally carry a team on his back? Look, it isn't just Acuff because, you know, Billy Richmond played tremendously. Malik Thomas played tremendously, certainly on the offensive side before they both fouled out. But here's another thing that I haven't seen, Matt. I don't know if I've ever seen a team that is so imbalanced between
guards and bigs,
between front court and back court. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's breathtaking to see.
It's like the Arkansas offense and defense last year, you know, like you would say, couldn't tackle anybody.
Right, but if the offense would have won a couple of games for them, right?
That's true.
That would have been the difference. That's exactly right. But it's amazing to have a front court that gave you just about nothing outside of you got a decent game here and there from Trevin Brazile, although not enough of a presence inside. And Thomas and Richmond and Acuff are doing everything they possibly can, and Ewan and Pringle are just, man. How can you get 7 players that can dress yesterday? And I want to give a tip of the cap to Jaden and Elmer. Can you imagine what that was like for those guys, Matt? I mean, you didn't come off the bench too often, right? you sit at a game, you're expecting you're going to play. Those guys. I said my heart was pounding when the show started just because what the game was like last night. Those guys are getting into double overtime, for crying out loud, in the best college basketball game of the season, coast to coast. What do you think it was like for them?
Man, it's exciting. It's tough. It's anxiety. It's all the feels, man. That's why you do it. That's you hear former players or you hear coaches get back into it, and it's the closest you can get back to being an athlete and playing in that environment and that atmosphere. It was a joy to watch. Like I said, they shouldn't hang their heads. They left it. You know that my pops being a coach from years ago, and I've told you this before. He used to tell the team, but he'd be like, "Look, we're going to go play this team." And Coach Nutt say some of the same things. We're going to go play Texas or you're going to go play Alabama. He's like, if we go out there and we give it our best, and our best isn't good enough, we'll live with the result. And that's what this team did. They gave it their best shot. They gave their best effort. And it came down to we could be celebrating. I mean, it was just hairs. It came down to this play, we win that game, and that's how it's going to happen in March Madness. You know, it'd come down to a couple possessions, and what do you do late? And the thing that I loved about Acuff was his 49 was a very unselfish 49. He hit DJ Wagner in the corner for a wide open 3, and the announcer's like, "Oh, I can't believe he made it pass." It's like, no, 100 times out of 100 times you trust your teammate when nobody's even within 5 feet around him. He's shooting an unguarded corner 3. That's the perfect play. Acuff continued to do that all night. That was a very unselfish 49 he had.
Yeah, you're right. And when they were able to slow him down a little bit in the second half, he was looking for his teammates. Unfortunately, it just didn't get enough from certain spots. And it's like Unit told us, Christian told us that he was, tell him what you told us. He's absolutely crushed watching that game. I'm watching it with my two kids. My daughter, who wants to be able to talk smack with a bunch of her friends that are Alabama fans, is absolutely crushed because of this loss.
You
Christian.
win that game and you're still in the thick of everything. You're playing, I mean, you're on a roll. I mean, you feel like you can't lose, but maybe this is what that team needed. A kind of a it wasn't a bad loss, but it was, you had a guy almost get 50 points, and you still find a way to lose it, man.
If we had Sealy at whatever, do we win this game? Like, because you're
so.
thinking
Just another
Sealy
warm
would've played
body?
20
Yeah.
minutes last night.
Yeah, you're absolutely
Another
right.
fresh body that can defend. Yeah, I think we'd have won.
And Christian basically told me that he wanted to go get drunk when the game was over.
Yeah.
He's joking about it, but I think, he's not the only person who felt that way. I walked away from that game. The first thing I'm thinking of, oh my gosh, that was the best game of the season that I will watch or anybody will watch. And I can't imagine even a March Madness game that's going to be that exciting. Of course, there's probably going to be a few of them. That's the first thing I walked away from it. Second thing I think of walking away is they almost won that game. Arkansas almost won that game with two guys not even being able to dress, nothing from the front court, almost won that game. And then the third thing I think, outside of, Acuff's performance and a couple of the guys on Alabama that I was really impressed by too, is just like you'd said earlier here, Matt, they're playing for seeding, what that win could have done for seeding purposes.
Well,
it really could have done a lot.
It's one game at a time. I think the best seed now, if they won the SEC tournament, they could possibly get a 2 or a 3 seed. But I think that if they won out, they were going to get a 2 seed. And you look going forward, Missouri, dude, we got a home and home with Missouri. You got to split that. You got to at worst, but you can't go 0-2 there. You get A&M Wednesday, which I'm going to get to go to that game, so I'm looking forward to that one. At Florida, Texas is tough. I mean, do we limp into the SEC tournament going 2-3? Do we find a way to go 4-1? We still control a lot of things. It's one of those games, man. Here's the thing, and this is something that Coach Nutt, when we played football, had freshman year had a 7 overtime game. You know what we did the next week we won that game. Sophomore year we had a 6 overtime game. You know what we did the next week we won that game. Junior year we had a 7 over. You know what we did the next we won that game. Don't let this game make you lose Saturday. Don't show up Saturday morning and not be ready. Missouri jumps up on you 24-6, and you got to try to claw to fight back. So it is what it is. You got to get in the cold tub. You got to take care of your body. Saturday at 3:00 is going to come quick, especially when you only have 5 bodies, man. Like, everybody's going to be out there again. So just don't let this game linger into Missouri is what I'm saying.
See, it's the number of bodies is the next thing that is worried the right idea here? Because you don't want to be a team that's 7 or I think even 8 available players. I mean, that's all it's going to be, and that is a thing. I even brought it up yesterday. What can you expect from Carter Knox for the remainder of the season? What can you expect? Even if he's just out there for 8-9 minutes just to take a couple of fouls if you got to go double overtime, right?
I don't know if that's in his mental makeup. Do you think so? Do you think it's tough? You know how players are starters their whole life, and then all of a sudden it's like, hey, I need you to play 6 minutes.
I thought we were going to have to play with 4 players.
You're right.
I don't know. And I'm not knocking the kid. I don't know if he's there mentally yet. He might get there someday, but he was a projected first-round pick. He almost left last year, and now he's not even playing. I wonder how he's doing, like, psychologically, honestly. I think you got to expect this from him. I think you got to expect a Billy Porter. Right. If you get anything from him, it's a bonus. But I don't know if he's checked in or checked out. I don't know if he's all in all the way. But it's okay, because if he's hurt, just be there for him.
That is a thing that worries me about what's coming up in a month. Because this isn't going to be the only high-scoring game, back and forth kind of game that they get involved in. And how many times are you going to get 49 points from Darius Acuff? How often will that happen? Never. It's happened once. This is a singular performance. And unfortunately, Arkansas lost that game. So, I mean, there's all these positives of almost winning that and the way that Darius played. And, yes, I walk away thinking I was just thrilled by watching a basketball game of that level. But, look, If what you say is true, Matt, and that's kind of the way I feel about it too, like, you can't expect or really right now hope very much from Carter Knox unless
each game he's falling out of game shape. Each time, once you miss about 4 or 5 games in a row, it takes you 10 days to get back. It takes you 2-3 games to kind of get back.
We don't even really know the extent of what happened with Sealy too. So hey, yeah, go out and win Saturday's game, but these guys got to heal up, and that's the same with Acuff. Come to find out after the game from Cal, he's wearing a walking boot for 2 days and goes out and plays 50 minutes. That's some hero stuff, man.
Well, I mean, is he in a walking boot till
Can he
Missouri
finish
game
this
time?
season?
Yeah.
I mean, he's putting that much strain. Apparently, it's bad enough he needs a walking boot. I don't know.
What did Rod Tidwell say? What did Rod Tidwell say when they questioned his heart in Jerry Maguire? He said something about "I'm all heart" with a certain word thrown in there. That's Darius Acuff for you, man. Yeah. That guy's all heart.
You can measure the size of the dog in the fight, but you can't measure the size of the fight in the dog, and that's Acuff.
Well, we can measure what you think about this game and the performance and the team and everything about it. 877-377-6963 for calls and texts on the Lewis Automotive Hotline. You can get with us now or right after the upcoming break, because we got a busy show that'll involve a lot of basketball talk and a lot of baseball talk with the 18-game homestand and the home opener coming tomorrow against Xavier. Here's halftime today. Bobby Warnes, Arkansas baseball coach, joining us at 11:30. Batter up with Bubba Carpenter at 12:15. Dudley Dawson, 12:30. Brett Dolan at 1:15. So lots going on halftime over these 3 hours up until 2 o'clock. And we'll be right back right after this break.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Hotline at 877-377-6963. Lewis Automotive, serving drivers since 1946 and built on a tradition of trust. Guaranteed satisfaction for at least 4 hours a day. This is Ruskin and Zach.
His toilet was solid black. I thought y'all
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit, is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch.
Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse.
Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Once people tried Taco Bell's new Lux Value Menu with 10 decadent items, all $3 or less, including the new mini taco salad, an edible bowl filled with succulent seasoned beef and dressed with a lavish chipotle crema, they started expecting everything to be as Lux. You're wondering which is the mini taco salad for, aren't you? Taco Bell's new Lux Value Menu. 10 extravagant indulgences, all $3 or less.
Lewis Automotive has been serving Northwest Arkansas for over 75 years and just getting started.
Our knowledgeable sales team is here to find you the perfect vehicle to fit not only your lifestyle, but also your budget.
Our factory-trained service technicians keep your vehicle running at optimal level.
And if you're looking for genuine parts and accessories, our team has exactly what you need.
Relax in our comfortable lounge. And when your car's ready, we'll return it to you spotless.
Thank you for being a part of our story.
Come see us at Lewis Automotive Group, where you're more than a customer, you're family.
Does your Razorback closet need an upgrade? The University of Arkansas Game Day Collection is what you're looking for, only at Roback.com. They've custom designed the best hoodies, polos, and Q-zips for your school. Go check out this and more at Roback.com, and don't forget to use our link for 20% off. Use code RUSH25 at checkout on Roback.com for 20% off your first order. That's RHOBACK.com. 20% off all hoodies, joggers, and more with Rush 25. Roback, where action meets comfort. Well, the game might be over, but the night usually isn't. You're still hanging out, still scrolling, still looking for something fun to do. That's usually where I end up on my bookie. I'll go from sports straight into the casino. Same account, same balance. What I like is it never feels quiet. There's always something happening. Cash drops, tournaments, live dealers. So you're not just playing, you're part of the action. Head to mybookie.ag now and use promo code HOGS, and you'll get a 300% deposit match up to $750, which gives you plenty to play with. Game night, late night, everything in between. MyBookie's always on.
Dad, the driver looks dirty. You yucky, Daddy.
Hey, don't worry, boys. That's what we do best. At My Dreams Mo Wash, we make homes, businesses, and even big industrial spaces shine like new.
So you can clean houses and big buildings?
That's right. Residential, commercial, or industrial. No job's too big or too small. Call My Dreams Mo Wash today at 479-763-5561 or visit mjmowash.com.
My Junior's Mobile Wash. One call cleans it all.
David Bowie got more fame with his #1 hit titled Fame. John Lennon co-wrote and sounded some of the high notes. The last line in the first verse sums it up. Fame puts you there where things are hollow. John 12:43 tells us that many people rejected Jesus because they love the fame of people more than the praise of God. Is it any wonder you get more fame by rejecting the name of Jesus? I'm Pastor E from Woodland. Think about it.
Hello, this is Sebastian County Assessor Zach Johnson here to remind you to assess your personal property by May 31st to avoid late penalty. You can do this in person at one of our 3 locations, over the phone, or online by going to www.countyservice.net. I would also like to remind any current homeowners or any individuals buying their homes on contract to contact our office and check on your eligibility for the homestead tax credit. Contact us today to see if you qualify. The homestead tax credit could save you up to $600 off your tax bill.
What's happening? Night Claudine, we're Night Claudine, we're an ice machine.
Make sure to follow Halftime on X at Hit That Line AR and on Facebook and Instagram at Hit That Line. Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 80 years. Lewis Automotive, serving drivers since 1946 and built on a tradition of trust. Let's get back to the show with Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
Here's another thing about Darius Acuff. He's so likable, Matt. We got a text from Jeremiah in Cedarville says, and you could see while you remember he was about to line up the foul line, and he's talking with, and I couldn't tell who it was, a couple of the Alabama players. I think Phylon was one of them. And they're going back and forth. But they're going back and forth with a smile on their face, as I think they both appreciated that they were playing in the kind of game that will stand out in a career where however long Acuff and Phylon play, and they both might play for a good long time, in basketball, but that game will always stand out to them. And I think that I think Acuff plays with a kind of just remember the rock paper scissor and all of that. It's just there are things about this player that stand out aside from how good he is.
He plays with a joy, an inherent joy. He does. But I'll tell you this, and we talk about players know, because like we're talking like coach. Somebody will call in and say, "Why doesn't coach play so and so or so and so?" It's like players know who the best players are. Game recognizes game. The team knows who's the best player. Those two guys both know that they're going to be playing in the NBA next year.
I think that's part of the issue for fans, and it's not the fans because it's what you're watching, and you're trying to understand what it is you're watching. Is that there's the thought sometimes that a one and done player. And I think we are learning now, aren't we, Matt, that there are fewer one and dones than you think going into every year.
Everybody's not a one and done,
right.
And it's kind of sold that, hey, you're a 5-star one and done. No. There's it's so hard. And the thing is, it's not a slight. It's not a bad thing. Just because you're not one and done doesn't mean anything bad about you. What's wrong? What's wrong with taking your time, getting it right, getting to the right fit, instead of jumping into the NBA, not being able to make a team, not be able to, you're sitting on the end of the bench, then you got to go play in the G League. It's like, work your craft, work your trade, play team D, learn things about the game and play in big games in front of 20,000 people instead of 500 people.
And play in the here and now.
It's intense. That was an intense game.
Yes.
You don't have any intent. There will never be a game like that in the G League. Not one single time. Not one single time is that pressure in
there
the
wouldn't be 5%
Yeah.
of that in the G League. That's right. And there's the, I don't know if you saw this, but that Darren Peterson who plays for Kansas. We read a text from a listener in Kansas the other day that said people up here think he's the second best player in the history of Kansas outside of Wilt Chamberlain. But you got to be feeling two different ways about a kid like that because he checked himself out after knocking down a three. You can see he hits the three, and Coach Self is right there, and he kind of motions to Self, and it looked like he checked himself out of the game. Never got back in 18 minutes in a game that they had to have, and Self afterwards is saying, we thought we'd get more time from him. There are games that he won't play because they don't know what the situation is. If he's sick, if there's whatever. You got this guy here in Darren Peterson who obviously it feels like he's playing more for the draft, right?
And he must be really hurt.
What do you think Darius Acuff is playing for?
His teammate.
I never watch him thinking, and I know you all watch these games thinking you're never going to see him again after the season, at least not on the court for the Razorbacks.
He'll be in the Hall of Honor here in about 12 years. They'll invite him back.
But he's not playing for the draft. Peterson, I think, is playing for the draft or playing to not get hurt more than anything else, or expend too much energy. And all Acuff is doing as he plays for the here and now, Matt, is he's raising his draft stock at the same time.
The scouts see that. They see where they can tell. They watch your body language. They watch how you play. They watch how you go about it. They see how your teammates treat you. And what did I say in the first? He plays with an inherent joy. Like you just can see it. It's contagious.
Kendrick Perkins likes him. He said he's the number one pick, not first round, number one. Now I don't know how much you put into what Kendrick Perkins.
I was going to say, well, I mean, that's just one of the.
He's still on the ESPN. He's still out there.
But here's what I would say to you. I haven't seen. I haven't evaluated. I haven't seen everybody else play, so I don't know. But I know who the number one pick was in the draft last year. Wasn't he like a 6'9" guard, Cooper Flag? Acuff's a 6'1" guard. It's just a little. You got to understand when you go to that next level, they're all pterodactyls. And I'm not saying Acuff can't go to the next level and have success. I think he will. But there's a lot more 6'8" guys with ball skills at that next level than in college basketball.
I can't tell how tall he is. I know he's listed at 6'3". I think you've got a better idea.
Wagner's taller than him. Him and Wagner are standing next to each other. He's taller than him.
But he can get his shot off.
Phylon's taller than
anywhere,
him.
like over anybody.
And Phylon's little bitty.
Well, that's the thing about him too. Is amazing to watch. Is he never
doesn't get his shot blocked a lot.
It never even altered. It's just like you know where he's going. He's getting to the rim, and he gets there, and it's never altered. Maybe there were a couple of shots, that he drives to the rim yesterday that got altered. To me, that's superhuman stuff. What is that about? The first step is body control. I mean, it's all of them tied into one, and then just it's the innate knowledge of how to get to the foul line too.
He should be a geometry major. He's understanding angles that you don't understand how the angles and spacing and leverage and understanding where the spacing is. He's very that stuff comes natural to him. That's the thing. He's very natural at that.
One turnover.
And we're talking about guards, and I'm a Chris Paul fan. He might be Chris Paul. Like you start thinking about, because here's the thing about Acuff that I don't think people, maybe they do. He's very textbook. He's very. Then he has some wiggle and has his burst, but when you watch how he goes about things, he's very basic 101 school stuff. That's like if you were teaching if you had a kid and you wanted to watch him how to play point guard, you would say, go watch Darius Acuff. Watch how he does the little things. That's what I mean when I'm saying Acuff does all those little things better than everybody else.
877-377-6963 is our Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Anything you want to hit with us here? And he is the number one topic now in the sport of basketball, at least for right now. Like it was on the front page of ESPN. You know, all the guys on NBA Today are talking about this. He is the story.
Do you think last night, since it was a 6:00 game on ESPN, that maybe that was the introduction for that might have been
For some, sure.
Some people, that's the first time they saw Darius Acuff
Well,
play.
I know Arkansas has been involved in two of the most highly watched games already this year.
Didn't do that. He didn't do that in those games.
It's going to have something to do with it, yeah. And then just wait until what's next. What do you think's next, right? He already did this. 50-minute, 49-point game, one turnover, where he was wearing a walking boot.
Both those guards.
They both
Phylon
played
had
great.
2 turnovers and was doing his thing as well.
I want to see these guys play again. Can we get them scheduled in Nashville?
Well, they might be a 2 and 4 seed or 5 seed in the SEC tournament. So because if Arkansas, if they go 3 and 2, 4 and 1, they'll be a 2 seed.
Be a great Saturday game in Nashville, wouldn't it? It would be a great Saturday game in Nashville, and they would play it like it was for the national championship. Even if it was just to get to the SEC tournament championship game, they would compete for that like it would be to get to the Final Four.
If you can't get Carter Knox back, we're in trouble, guys.
Well, then there's that other side of it.
Because you talked about the discrepancy from our bigs to our little. Man, our bigs are very serviceable. They're come see, come saw. That's about, it's like
they're aight,
and that's okay. That is okay because our guards are handling the team. But we got to have all our bullets, man. We got to have all our dudes. And last night was a perfect example. You're going to get into March Madness. You're going to get into playing a Big Ten team with some big dudes. You're going to get into foul trouble. You got to have another body. You got to have 7, 8, 9 guys to go to war with. When you have that's why I think it was a resilient effort, and it just happened to be a war of attrition. Do not hold your head if you're a Razorback fan or if you're a Razorback player. That was an amazing game. We could have won it for the same price. I mean, how many dunks did Ewing miss in the last 4 seconds to win the game? 2? He's a 7-footer and missing 2 dunks. Come on.
Come on. That is another thing to wonder about. Let's go to Ryan in Hot Springs calling our Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Good morning, Ryan.
Hey, Phil. It's Ryan in Huntsville.
Oh, Huntsville. Okay.
So I went to a Lady Razorbacks game a couple weeks ago, and I want to commend them on something they do. They have the travel ball teams. My kid is a 4th grader, and she came up there, and their team got to play on the court and got to have a good time, got to yell and cheer, and it was great. I think that is an amazing thing that they do. I was looking for you because I was used to seeing you down on press row, but I noticed they've moved y'all around some, and you're in a different spot now.
Yeah.
I was going to come say hi.
Yeah, they moved us up about. I actually like where they've got us. It's like 10 rows up behind the TV table.
Yeah, you can see a little better probably from that perspective, maybe.
Yeah, nobody gets lost amongst the trees, and I'm never dodging the coach.
Right. I want to say one thing about our basketball team on the men's side. If we don't get more inside presence, we are in trouble. Darius Acuff is amazing. I love what he did. That was a great game. But if we can't find some way to compete inside, we're going to be in trouble. I mean, you can't get 14 total points and 8 rebounds from your inside presence and win a lot of games in the NCAA tournament. We've got to find someone's got a lot of fire under Ewan and Pringle, and they've got to find a way to keep Brazile in his high action mode. So anyway, thanks for the time, and I hope you guys have a great rest of the day, and go Hogs.
Yeah, Ryan, appreciate that very much. And, it's like when I played that quote from Bobby Hurley last week, if we're not rebounding by now, do you really think that's going to change? Are you going to get much from the inside now? Does any of that change, Matt? I don't know. Right now, it's like, well, I think Arkansas basketball is what they are, and we need the guys who were hurt to, if they're able to get back and be even a shadow of what they can be. That to me is maybe the most important aspect. All right, we're going to break. We've got Bobby Wernis from Arkansas baseball joining us after this.
You ready, champ?
I've been ready for this my whole life.
This is halftime.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text AREA to 42424 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text AREA to 42424. That's AREA to 42424.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
You're listening to Halftime Live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
Stay warm and dry this winter with Byrne and Carhartt winter workwear. Muck, dry shod, and extra tough rubber footwear to keep those toes dry. Winter clearance racks are full of casual and hunting clothing at 50% off. A select group of Western boots now 50% off. Crappie season is coming and fishing gear is arriving daily. Gelco Outdoors. Work, hunt, fish. That's what we do. Gelco Outdoors. 4600 South Zero in Fort Smith.
The Bush Guide, cold and smooth survival skills. For a successful stint in the great outdoors, pack accordingly. Place heavy essentials near your spine for stability in rough terrain, with light items near the bottom. Now, you may be wondering, where does the Bush Light go? In your stomach. Head for the mountains. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2023, Anheuser-Busch, Bush Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hey, Ty Richardson for Cut Above Lawn and Landscaping. Does your yard need to be serviced in the fall and winter months? Of course. A Cut Above is with you every step of the way. Whether it's commercial or residential, a Cut Above can handle all your needs. Tree service, stump grinding, brush hog, full landscaping. Plus, a Cut Above can take care of all your leaf removal. Call or text today at 479-719-5605. That's a Cut Above, 719-5605.
Dad, the driver looks dirty. Ew, yucky, Daddy.
Hey, don't worry, boys. That's what we do best. At Mike Jr.'s Mo Wash, we make homes, businesses, and even big industrial spaces shine like new.
So you can clean houses and big buildings?
That's right. Residential, commercial, or industrial. No job's too big or too small.
Call Mike Jr.'s Mo Wash today at 479-763-5561.
Or visit mjmowash.com.
Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash. One call cleans it all.
Hey, it's Ty Richardson. We're here at Papa's Pub and Pizzeria, 508 Garrison Avenue, downtown Fort Smith with Rachel. Rachel, tell our audience why we love coming here on Thursday.
We have a great crowd, great sports, buckets for 15, good vibes, good atmosphere. Can't beat it.
Rachel, we're here every Thursday. Do you ever get tired of it?
You have your times, but you keep coming back, so we put up with you.
Well, we appreciate it. 508 Garrison Avenue in downtown Fort Smith. It's Papa's Pub and Pizzeria. What do we always say?
It's the best darn pizza in Fort Smith.
Perhaps the world.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging, your Xerox authorized dealer in the River Valley. Xerox is more than just a brand, it's your ultimate business partner. Whether you need high-speed printers, powerful copiers, or seamless cloud solutions, Xerox has the tools to keep your business running smoothly and efficiently. And right now, for a limited time, we're offering a free Xerox color printer with the lease or purchase of many Xerox models. To learn more, call us at 783-6600 or visit us at dixiedigital.com. Dixie Digital Imaging, your partner in business success.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Changing every day, every positive way. Don't Never quite as it seems.
You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones. Want to jump in the conversation? Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline. Lewis Automotive, serving drivers since 1946 and built on a tradition of trust. Let's get back to the show with Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
Of course, last night's basketball game has been top of everybody's mind. But you know what's coming up tomorrow? It's opening day at Baum-Walker Stadium. We can call it our second of really like 3 different openers. There's opening day last week, the start of the season, home opener, SEC opener. So let's talk about this with Bobby Wernes, Arkansas baseball coach, former Razorback third baseman. And Bobby, appreciate you joining us here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline today. Did you see last night's game too? Because that's been top of mind for everybody.
Man, I was on kid duty. I was out of town, obviously, with work last weekend, so I try to do as much kid duty as I can when I'm home. I turned it on. We're down 4 in double overtime, and so I go, shoot, that's probably it. I think there was 40-something seconds left. Brazil dunks it. Now we've got light. So I saw the end. I got to experience the heartbreak, unfortunately, but. Yeah, so I tuned in right at the end.
Well, it was as entertaining of a game as I think you will ever see. And now turning my attention to, I got basketball tonight for the women's team, and then I'll get a chance to call one of the 3 games this weekend with Xavier in town. And man, I mean, you got to be pretty happy with a 3-1 start. When do you worry at all about the things that people worry about outside the clubhouse for the first weekend, or you just kind of move on and say, look, there's some things to work on. There's always going to be things to work on. Let's just go win more games.
Yeah, so I think this is, my 6th season now, and I think we've ran the exact same play 5 years in a row at this kind of preseason, if you will, or opening weekend tournament of, I think we've been 2-1. You would honestly, Phil, know better than I would off the top of my head. But I think we've gone 2-1 in that kind of intro tournament the last 5 years, which, I mean, I think you could talk yourself into probably being the most positive for the group. And that if you go 3-0 and you just beat everyone's brains, then maybe you get a little too high and mighty. And if you're 1-2, then it's probably panic mode. So I think the last 5 years we've kind of ran the 2-1 play. Obviously, we had the Monday game that we won to put us at 3-1, but I just think playing in that atmosphere, it's kind of just a rip the Band-Aid off, baptism by fire, if you will, for all the new guys and even the returners, to just kind of get back into the flow of real competition, and obviously the level of competition so high at that tournament. So you had some guys see the ball through the hoop, so to speak, which was good, and then you've got other guys that I think are hungry to get back out there because they wish they would have had more success. So I think you can certainly leverage the entire weekend as a positive.
I think of a thing that happened, I believe, in the first weekend last year that became solidified, and it feels like something may have just happened, the same thing, was figuring out exactly who your leadoff hitter is. Last year we learned it would be Davalon the first weekend. This year we learned it's going to be Damian Ruiz, although he hit himself out of the 9-hole in just 2 games. And looks like he looked exactly like the kind of player that I thought you were getting when I just looked at the numbers from Lamar.
Yeah, no, I think he's kind of at the top of the list of a guy that saw the ball go through the hoop, and now all of a sudden there's a ton of confidence and swag, if you will, just kind of the way he walked to the box. And yeah, again, like as you said, it happened fast, but in the fall it was, there's a learning curve. We talk about it a lot with your junior college players. As much as you'd love for them to just be plug and play right away on an SEC team, like that's probably not realistic. And you can maybe say that for the same for a mid-major transfer, and him obviously having an incredible year, being the Southland Player of the Year. We knew he was a really good player, but that doesn't you don't get to circumvent the growing pain, so to speak. So he stuck his nose in it in the fall, and hopefully now is he can kind of relax and just play his game and keep going onward and upward.
You're pretty happy with what you saw in the field. You know, it was like C.J. Pompey. I know he played maybe a little more shortstop before. Looked like Camden Kojel's range may be a little bit better than last year, or certainly he was in the right place at the right time a lot of times. But infield defense looked really good, and man, but Carson Brumbaugh, absolutely great arm strength. That's one thing that stood out for those first 4 games.
Yeah, no, the infield defense was, and also, I mean, outfield defense for that matter. I think we played, pretty dang good team defense. And I think it's at a park like that, it's the toughest on the outfield. I mean, that outfield's so big, and depending on the time of day with the sun kind of in those windows, it can be funky. So, along with the infield, I thought the outfield did a great job too. But yeah, Brummy's got a cannon on that right arm. He was, there was a time in high school where we didn't know if he was going to be an infielder or a pitcher. He was probably up to 97 at some points in high school on the bump. So yeah, he's definitely always had the arm. But yeah, really, really good to see him as well as the whole infield just play steady opening weekend. And I think that's kind of the recipe for success. Obviously, just throughout the entire season with baseball, but it's opening weekend. I think teams are probably more apt to, boot the ball around a little bit that first time out. So I think us playing relatively clean was a big reason why we went 3-1.
I think sometimes the term natural position, and it changes as you go throughout each level of baseball. And you're figuring out what some of their natural positions will be for college and then for, afterwards in pro ball. But how many of the players on your team right now were their natural position previously, before they joined Arkansas or when they were in high school, was shortstop? Because it feels to me like there may be like 7 or 8 of them.
Yeah, you'd hope. And I think we may have talked about this the last time I was on with you, just in the recruiting process. Like, you almost hope all of them were shortstops to a degree. Obviously, if they're left-handed, that's a different story. But I think, excuse me, if you do it right on the recruiting side, you're trying to get out the middle guys, which has catchers, shortstops, and center fielders. And a lot of times when we have some really good outfielders that were shortstops kind of before they got here, and I think about that with Mike Anu. I mean, shoot, he was a shortstop at Marshall.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a long-winded answer for you. May be right. I mean, maybe 7 or 8 guys, have some real time at shortstop under their belt.
Well, I know, Dave, you guys recruit a lot of shortstops, which means there's going to be just a certain level of athleticism, and maybe that's the case for a lot of SEC teams. But I know Arkansas wins more games than most SEC teams. Athleticism's got to be one reason why, but there's something about this team that feels a little different and that stands out with that athleticism. And you can see it just in the numbers. And I don't have my stat page in front of me, but you guys are stealing bases. You're trying to steal bases, and it feels like to much more of a degree than I remember in recent years.
Yeah, I think it's something that we always try to have on our tool belt. So to speak. And I think maybe in years past, it's more of, if it's given to us, we need to be ready to take it. Like, I think of sometimes some of those Tennessee series in the past, like that's something traditionally that they honestly just don't seem to care if you steal on them. So like series like that, I remember we're trying to be prepared and buttoned up to take that. But I think last year we really tried to do it, and we had some injuries. Souza and Maxwell with his hammy. So those were 2 base stealers that kind of, when they got hurt, that became a little bit more, or less likely to rely on that, so to speak. But I think kind of the program was the same last year. Again, we had some injuries that we had to pivot the running game a little bit, where this year, thankfully, knock on wood, we're healthy, and it's just something that we can kind of continue to run the play.
I love how you were using and see the ball go through the hoop. I've never heard somebody use that term in a baseball conversation before, but I can understand. It's usually like, like a home run hitter. Usually we hear of a home run hitter in football, which I love that kind of thing.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. It's the first one, Bobby, that's broken in to go through the hoop for the baseball team.
And I didn't see the hoop go through a lot as a player, so I hope that these guys can get to see it a lot more than I did. Shoot.
Were you a basketball player too? You have the size.
So it's funny. I hit my growth spurt after I was done playing. So I gave it a go my freshman year, and I want to say I was 5'7", 5'8", just scratching and clawing as a point guard. And then I decided I wanted to, kind of devote all my time to baseball. And then, of course, I sprout up to 6'3". So I did not parlay my height with my basketball career very well.
Hey, just I'm not going to throw names in there. There's no reason to use names about this. With last night's basketball game, we even have a bunch of texts in here about Doug Shouse. The official. He wasn't the crew chief yesterday, but he's going to get all the ire from fans. I don't know what Arkansas's record is in games that he's officiated, but it isn't very good. Do you? I know with like Dave will pay attention to who the plate umpire is going to be and everything. But are there moments where you see who you have for the umpiring crew for the weekend, and you're thinking, man, we don't need that guy behind the plate, because everybody's got a reputation, and be honest about that.
I didn't know where that question was going. At first, I thought you were going to ask me about basketball referees, and I was going to be lost, and I was going to have to tiptoe and try to find an answer. No, I think one of the many advantages of having TVH as your head coach is he knows all these umpires, he knows them all well, and a lot of them have been in the league. So I think first and foremost, our SEC, and I don't know, I have zero idea what the fan perception is of our umpires in the league. I really don't, but we do have really good umpires. I do think we have, with all the technology now, we kind of have an idea, certain umpires and kind of which way their zone leans, whether it's big zone, small zone, whether they favor a sinker at the bottom, a carry fastball at the top, kind of whatever. We do have that information, which I think is cool, and obviously is an advantage if that's something you're willing to dig into. So if you have an idea for a particular zone you're going to get that night, I think it just kind of can adjust your mindset a little bit. So I don't know if that's a good enough answer. I do think, the God honest truth is we have really, really good umpires in the SEC. So we are lucky.
We'll leave it there, Bobby. Appreciate your time. Thanks for coming on, and I'll see you at the ballpark tomorrow.
Thank you, Phil. See you tomorrow.
You got it. Bobby Warnes, former Arkansas third baseman. Now you can see him coaching third base. Of course, always appreciate his time here on Halftime. Hey, remember Valley Family Dental, used to be known as Riley Farm Dental. They still are where they've been all these years, at the entrance to Riley Farm, and still providing every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. Dr. Sparkman Farmer, now Dr. Blaine Van Nice, featuring general dentistry, braces, implants, cosmetics, same-day crowns available too. You'll leave more confident, you'll have a beautiful smile, and you'll be very comfortable every single time at Valley Family Dental. They're at 5901 Riley Farm Drive, Suite A. That's the entrance to Riley Farm off Highway 71, 226-3500, valleyfamilydentalpractice.com. Tell them about ESPN Radio. You'll get $300 off a snore guard. Back in a moment, we will wrap up hour number one. This is Halftime.
You ever feel like an animal in a zoo? Only regularly. Just every time we go out. Every time I go places.
This is Halftime.
Up to $11,000 off on select GMC Sierras at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The GMC Sierra will conquer the road with confidence. Up to $11,000 off. Or take 5.9% financing for up to 84 months. Lease the all-new 2026 GMC Canyon for as low as $399 a month with approved credit. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. We are professional grade. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Wave Rural Connect has some exciting news. Our service is now available in a brand new zone covering parts of Midland and Montreal. If you're along Highway 45, 252 or 253, or on Douglas Road or Slaytonville Road, you can get fast, reliable fiber internet today. Don't miss out. Visit waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Wave Rural Connect. Internet that works when you need it most.
DraftKings Sportsbook is making every moment of Super Bowl 60 count with DraftKings Live Millions. Open the app, opt in, and get your promo token. Place a live bet of $1 or more on the Super Bowl, and you're in. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code UNSPORTSMANLIKE. That's code UNSPORTSMANLIKE. Bet live for your share of $5 million in prizes with code UNSPORTSMANLIKE. In partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY apply. Connecticut, call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino in Kansas, wager tax pass-through may apply in Illinois. 21 and over in most states. Void in Ontario. Restrictions apply. No purchase necessary. Opt-in required. Minimum odds minus 500. Prizes either bonus bets or single-use 20% profit boost. Max bet $20 that expire in 30 days. See official rules at sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos for entry period and free method of entry. Sponsored by Crown Gaming, Inc.
You've been dreaming of that new workshop, horse barn, or extra storage space? Now let Sutherland's make it a reality. Hi, this is Jeremy, sales manager at Sutherland's. From deluxe post frame packages to custom horse sheds, we have it all. And the best part, you don't have to lift a finger. Our expert crews handle the entire installation. Quality you can trust and service that's been family owned since 1917. 4 stores in Arkansas: Fort Smith, Huntsville, Hot Springs, and Stuttgart. Visit Sutherlands.com or stop by your local store today for a free estimate. No matter the project, we're here to help because at Sutherland's, home starts here.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the relief hotline at 800-606-8737. 800-606-8737. 800-606-8737.
This is Daryl Johnston with Hashtag Managed IT Services. We are excited to now be part of AAA Business Systems. Hashtag will continue to handle every IT need your business will have, and now, as part of AAA Business Systems, we can handle all of your document printing and storage solutions. Together, we have the expertise to meet all of your office technology needs. Find us online at aaabm.com or call us at 471-1771.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Hotline at 877-377-6963. Lewis Automotive, serving drivers since 1946 and built on a tradition of trust.
Brand new car, oak tree in my way. There's too much coke and too much smoke. Look what's going on inside you.
Welcome back into halftime, live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
Some doesn't quite smell right, Matt. Cal said it after the game here, too. Arkansas makes more field goals than Alabama. They hit more threes. Only turn it over 7 times in 50 minutes. Blocked 6 shots to their 1 block shot. But there were the free throw difference and putting the loss on that. And then there's Arkansas being 6-30 in games that Doug Shows is the referees when the Razorbacks are on the road. So that doesn't smell very good to a lot of people. When you watched that game yesterday, did it feel like the two teams were being held to different standards in terms of fouls? Because there were quite a few of them for Arkansas that I thought were legitimate, and maybe Alabama may have gotten away with a little bit more hand contact.
Here's what I'll say to that: whenever you let a team shoot 76%. It does. I don't care who the official is. I'm not blaming the officials on that. Alabama shot 76% in the second half.
Was it 15 in a row at one point?
I know it was 9 in a row at one point. I don't know. But you're not winning very many games when the opposing team shoots 70. I mean, maybe bring in that Eastern European block 7-footer we got. Maybe bring in and go in there and tell them to foul somebody in the second half when they're going on a run. Like, just to stop it. Like, to stop something going on, because you're not going to beat anybody. I don't care who you are if the opposing team is shooting 76% from the field.
Did you need an extra player anyway on this team to begin the season? If you weren't going to be adding anybody at the midpoint like some teams do, if you weren't going to try to stretch the rules, i.e. cheat like Alabama tried to, if this was what you were going into the season with, knowing what can happen, and guys can just end up getting hurt in practice or have something that nags throughout the year, is this also a little bit on roster construction?
Well, you got to have some basketball IQ about yourself. So, look, we got 6 guys, people. Quit fouling. Don't do any effort fouls. I get it, but you can't. There was a couple tickets. When you get beat, dang it, you got beat. Don't reach. That's a foul. We can't win if you're sitting on the bench. Don't get beat, obviously, but don't compound your error. Don't expand your mistake. And that's what we kept doing. So, yeah, I mean, to a point, but this is what we got. So you got to play smarter. That's how that goes. You can't foul, man. You got to stay in front of him. You got to contest the shot. You still got to play basketball, but when you get beat, you can't reach.
So there's like all these things about last night's game that I feel you just won't see again. The Darius Acuff performance, the final score. When are you going to see 117 to 115 in an SEC basketball game again? The fact that you had 2 practice players get out there, we're not going to see that again. And you know why? Because you're not going to see 4 players foul out from one team and none from the other when it's a 50-minute basketball game. So I do think there's a little bit of what doesn't smell so good in the zebra shirts. 877-377-6963. Lewis Automotive Group hotline. We'll come back for the second hour in just a moment.
Selling your home doesn't have to be stressful. Not when you work with Tara Lindbergh and the Lindbergh Real Estate Group. With over $1 billion in real estate sold, Tara's team knows how to make the process simple, successful, and even enjoyable. They can provide you with a cash offer in 72 hours, or you can use Tara's high-octane marketing and sell your home for thousands over asking. When it's time to buy or sell, trust the team that delivers results. Go to LindberghTeam.com. LIMBIRD.
Take your tax refund the extra mile with a road-ready certified pre-owned vehicle at Rath Auto Resources. We've been working around the clock to beef up our inventory, and we're proud to say this is our best, largest selection of road-ready certified pre-owned vehicles ever. With so many to choose from, price to sell, and back-to-back comprehensive warranty, there's no reason to settle for less. Come see why your friends and neighbors voted us the River Valley's #1 pre-owned car dealer, and see why all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith.
I want barbecue that's sliced thick, smoked long, and so tender it melts in your mouth. Sides that will fill me up like a twice-baked potato, baked beans, hand-cut fries, okra, Texas toast. You know what I'm talking about? A restaurant where the whole family can go and get a great meal for a great price. Where the owner actually comes to your table to make sure everything tastes great. I'll tell you what I want. I want Jerry Neal's.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season. I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text AREA to 42424 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text AREA to 42424. That's AREA to 42424.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, plenty of sunshine. Our high temperatures this afternoon into the middle 70s with winds gusting as high as 30 to 35 miles per hour. Clear skies, a much colder go of it tonight, mid-30s north, mid-40s south, and then sunny and cool on Friday with a high in the upper 50s to mid-60s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by ColorWorks. Whether it's the weather or just life, call Andy at ColorWorks Paint and Body for all your auto body repairs. Big or small, old or new, they are the choice for auto body repair. KERX Paris Fort Smith. This is Halftime, coming at you from the Crabtree RV Studios on ESPN 95.3.
Broadcasting on ESPN Arkansas and streaming on hitthatline.com.
We got a good one tonight. You got a team in here that doesn't respect you.
Live from the Busch Light Studios.
Don't ask me if I'm all right. Why can't they dominate? And we not doing it.
We're going to go get one and celebrate on somebody else's field.
Yeah.
Hugo said you had very motivational words at halftime.
It's halftime with Phil Olsen and Matt Jones.
From the bottom of my toes to the top of my head. What's my hot dog? Let's go, man.
I have zero respect for saying no moss at halftime.
But they were one Razorback.
It's vintage Matt Jones. The Cinderella story is over, man. Let's go.
Call or text 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Olsen and Matt Jones.
Hour number 2, 12:01. Welcome back in. Halftime continues on ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com. Phil Elson, Matt Jones, Christian Johnston producing. I have a couple of guests during this second hour. We have Batter Up with Bubba Carpenter, thanks to Sterling Bank in about 15 minutes. Dudley Dawson joining us at the bottom of the hour. So if you want to get with us, now would be the time, or the end of this hour. Lewis Automotive Group hotline open at 877-377-6963. Of course, talking mostly about Arkansas basketball last night. 117-115 double overtime loss against Alabama. Darius Acuff with a performance for the ages, 49 points in 50 minutes, 5 assists, 1 turnover. And, I mean, look on the other side, too, here. There were some great performances from Alabama, too. It's almost like the Alabama deserves credit for the ability to outscore Darius Acuff. I mean, it felt sometimes like it was 5-on-3. I tell you, you know, you can point to Phylon and everything. If there's one guy that I would say won them the game, Matt Jones, it's Sherrill, big number 22. There was no answer for Sherrill. I mean, Brazil had a few blocks here and there, but there was, other than that, there really wasn't much interior presence. And I lost track of how many times there was nobody, absolutely nobody between 22 and the rim when he got the basketball. And I think that shows itself, even with you know, the ability that Acuff had to get to the rim. Arkansas still got outscored in the paint. 58 paint points for Alabama. And there are a lot of people that are pointing to, you know, fouls will change the way that you play defense. You know, this is not the first game where they've struggled interior defense at the same time. So it just sort of amplifies it, I think, a little bit.
Yeah, the paint is where we're lacking this year. The thing is, we know that. This team, it's a small. It's not that we're a small team, but we're a guard oriented team. Even our best big, Brazil's a guard. Like he's not really a big a banger. That's why I was so high on Nwoko from LSU. Put a Nwoko with Sherrill banging on that dude. We don't have a banger. Like, you got to have somebody that can play defense, is athletic, can bang, that you don't want to be physical with the whole time. We don't have that. But that's okay. It's going to come down to our draw. It's if we get matched up in our second round game is against a team that has a decent guard and a couple bigs that we can't stop, we're probably going to go home in the first weekend. That's okay. That's why let's try to win the SEC tournament. Let's try to win SEC regular season tournament. You paid this much money for a team. Why aren't we trying to win everything? Why is it just the NCAA tournament is acceptable? That just doesn't even make sense.
You know, when I'm watching now, and I look, we had a caller earlier. We have to have more inside presence. Who are you about to sign that's going to help you with the inside presence? Where is this coming from?
You're not, but let's quit complaining about it because we can't do anything about it. If we want to remedy it, it has to be next year. We can't do any. I've had coaches before. What do you do really well? Well, we're going to exemplify that. That's what we're going to work on. What do you not do so well? We're going to try to get better at it, but we're not going to be a good inside team. That's just not what this team's going to be.
Is this team going as far as Darius Acuff takes them?
Well, and that's not healthy. I've told you, if we don't have Carter Knox, I mean, if you don't have all our bullets, how is this team going to go?
That team last night with 7 players could win a first round game. Out of a second round
They
game
could, but depending on matchup.
it would depend on that, and then whoever, depending on what your seed
Whenever
is
you
and
have the
everything,
best
you're going to
player.
face a pretty good team in the second round.
Basketball is so different than football and baseball. Baseball, the best player gets to hit after 8 other batters hit. And in football, the best player only plays one side of the ball. Basketball is totally different. Your best player plays offense and defense, and you can run your whole game around them. So you always have a chance if you have the best player in basketball, and we do. Acuff a lot of times is the best player on the court.
And I watch them. When I watch them, and I thought about this last night. Of course, I usually take my thoughts over to compare it to baseball somehow. When I'm watching Darius Acuff now, I feel like I'm watching in a different way Kevin Kopps from 2021 and baseball. Now, there's a huge difference between the two of them. Acuff is a top-notch NBA prospect who's going to be a top 10 pick, and Kevin Kopps still hasn't made it to the major leagues. He wasn't a first-round draft choice, and he kind of came out of nowhere to have that season. But just in the context of the college teams that they play for in that year, because Acuff could, I know there's all these great freshmen right now. He should get some based on that game last night, and that he's going to should be SEC Player of the Year. He'll get some votes for National Player of the Year too. That kind of player papers over, or to some degree, papers over the warts from your team, right? So that 2021 baseball team, they were number 1 all year long. They had warts. They struck out a ton. They weren't very deep in terms of starting pitching, but you had a hero like Kevin Kopps, who I felt in many ways willed that team to victory every single weekend until the Super Regional. Now, they've lost some games, even with Acuff playing as well as he does, Matt, but he papers over the deficiencies in some ways. Not all the ways, because if you don't have inside presence, I think that's tough to paper over. But as good as he is, he does paper over some of the warts.
Man, I thought Malik Thomas is coming in his own. I know there's not a shot he doesn't like, but he's hitting some shots, man. He's not shooting you out of games. I thought Malik Thomas. What do you think about that timeout when coach? So at the time, I thought it was the right call.
You mean early in the game?
No, in the second half.
Okay.
When we're getting down and Malik Thomas shoots the 3 after the timeout, and it goes in, and then he draws up a play for him. Do you think that was the right call?
Certainly seemed to be. I love the idea of giving Thomas an opportunity. Absolutely. Look at the two of them here. 12 for 18 from behind the arc. Malik Thomas and Darius Acuff. I'd trust either one of them coming out of a timeout if you need to tie the basketball game. And look at Acuff's opportunity to tie it at the end of regulation, and he just very calmly spots right up earlier than anybody would have expected and knocks it down. I think Thomas has that kind of...
They're both killer penguins.
I was going to say assassin. Yeah, killer penguin.
They're both killer penguins.
Assassin penguins. Yeah, and then most of the texts coming in here are about no inside presence.
But that's the thing is that's what this team's going to be. So I don't know if you try to play Billy a little bit. If you could have Billy and Knox out, if you could play Billy at the 4, if you want to go big, and Brazil can play the 4 as well and the 5. So you got other ways around it. Billy matches up with a lot of 4s. Billy's athletic enough. Billy's a very savvy player. I don't know what his major is or what his GPA is, but when it comes to basketball IQ, Billy Richmond has a high basketball IQ.
So, you'll ask how many of these guys are playing in the NBA, and right now I'm going to put Billy Richmond in front of Malik Thomas. And I think Thomas will get there too. But I think right now, Richmond, with his skill set and hustle,
he does more things.
There's more things.
He does more things. I'm trying to think of a Billy Richmond if he's a smaller Lamar Odom, if he's Richard Jefferson. You remember Richard Jefferson at Arizona, not really a 3-point shooter, just best athlete at the small forward position. And that's what Richmond is. He's a small forward, but he's the best athlete out there most nights.
A couple of texts on the Lewis Automotive text line that are worth bringing up here too, and it's just box score stuff here. How are you going to win a game when you're starting? And he's not a center, but Pringle gives you 1 rebound in 23 minutes, and then Malik Ewan scores nothing in 20 minutes. You want to talk about deficiencies? That's a major deficiency.
There's something going on with Malik if it's a concussion, but since he threw the ball at the player and got hit the next game. Karma's the mother, like it happens. He's not been the same player. Maybe the book's out on him. I don't know, but Malik Ewing doesn't look like the same player the last handful of games.
Wonder if he gets back to being that same, because there were moments. He showed some flashes. You are absolutely going to need him. That's the whole point here. Is like there are only a certain amount of deficiencies that a fantastic national player of the year caliber guy can give you. And, when you feel you're getting, sometimes there's a couple zeros on the court, even 49 in 50 minutes isn't going to be enough. All right, we'll touch on a little bit more of that as we go throughout the show today. 877-377-6963, our Lewis Automotive Group hotline, anytime you want to get with us. Fenceman, the Fenceman. They've been doing it for over 40 years, serving everybody around our listening audience. The Fenceman builds custom, one-of-a-kind fences, residential, commercial, high security, also automatic gates. 18-month financing available at the Fenceman, 479-782-3936. TheFencemanAR.com. It's the Fenceman. He ain't afraid of no work. Batter up with Bubba Carpenter, getting in a little Arkansas baseball in just a moment. This is halftime.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Hotline at 877-377-6963. Lewis Automotive, serving drivers since 1946 and built on a tradition of trust. Guaranteed satisfaction for at least 4 hours a day. This is Ruskin and Zach.
But you know how they say in movies, if you take pictures, add 10 pounds, stuff like that when you take a picture?
Yep.
Well, I heard myself the other day, and my lips sound like they had about 10 pounds of lips. Some regular guru idiot.
Being a father doesn't come with a manual, but you don't have to figure it out alone. Invest Fatherhood is a program of Heart to Heart Pregnancy and Family Care Center, and our Man Up classes bring dads together. This is a network of fathers building stronger families one step at a time, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. If you're ready to be the dad your kids need, man up, step in, and join the brotherhood. Invest Fatherhood, a Heart to Heart program. Strong fathers change everything. Call Heart to Heart Pregnancy and Family Care Center at 479-452-2260 to sign up today.
Got a pest? Call West. If you have pest or termite problems in your home, call West today and learn how their 50 years combined experience can help solve your problems with competitive pricing and quality services, all designed with your pets and children in mind. Call today and schedule your free estimate. They even offer Saturday services and long life attic pest control. Call 782-7291. West Termite and Pest Control, protecting your home health and peace of mind.
At Arkansas Oklahoma Gas, we understand that cold weather months are about staying warm, keeping life running smoothly, and focusing on what truly matters. We also know that higher heating bills during this season can create stress, and we're here to help ease that burden. From a variety of payment options designed to fit your needs to assistance programs that provide extra support, our team is dedicated to helping you stay comfortable and worry-free all season long. Our customer care team is just a call away, or you can explore helpful resources online at aogc.com/winter. We're here for you this winter.
Looking for a career with a company built to last? At Forsgren, we've been shaping the future of the River Valley since 1936. Nearly 90 years of excellence, innovation, and family-driven leadership. From sidewalks that still stand today to major infrastructure projects across the region, our legacy is built on quality and community. Apply now at GoForsgren.com. Join the Forsgren legacy, where your work becomes part of something lasting. Forsgren, building the foundation of the River Valley for 4 generations. Apply now at GoForsgren.com.
This is Daryl Johnston with Hashtag Managed IT Services. We are excited to now be part of AAA Business Systems. Hashtag will continue to handle every IT need your business will have, and now, as part of AAA Business Systems, we can handle all of your document printing and storage solutions. Together, we have the expertise to meet all of your office technology needs. Find us online at AAABM.com or call us at 471-1771.
Okay, guys, quick PSA. Forgetting Valentine's Day flowers is not the move. Get it right this year. Send farm fresh flowers from the Books Company. And right now, get 25% off with code CANTY. Books flowers are cut fresh, so you get bigger, brighter blooms that last way longer. And it's easy. Pick the bouquet, the delivery date, and you're done. Valentine's Day is February 14th, right after the big game, so order now. Go to Books.com and use code CANTY for 25% off. That's BOUQS.com.
You will never find a boring old burger at Art's Barbecue and Burgers in Fort Smith. Try the Wild West Burger, topped with a hot link, jalapenos, and Art's hot sauce. The Brisket Burger, with tender brisket and caramelized onions on top of their hand-patted burger. Or the famous Art Attack, with house bacon, smoked ham, an onion ring, and a fried egg. There are 10 different burgers to choose from, and they're all $1 off every Saturday. Art's Barbecue Burgers and more. Rogers Avenue, next to Buddy's in Fort Smith.
Magic people, voodoo people.
Welcome back to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones. Got a question or comment for the guys? Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 80 years. Lewis Automotive, serving drivers since 1946 and built on a tradition of trust. Now let's get back to halftime with the voice of Arkansas Razorback baseball, Phil Elson, and Arkansas football legend Matt Jones.
Matt, I think you did a really good job, like picking music that I think is a little bit like looking into Bubba Carpenter's mind there. There's a lot going on all at once as we bring him on here on our Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Thanks to Sterling Bank, it's time for Batter Up with Bubba Carpenter.
Bubba Carpenter hits a 2-run shot there that cuts the Phillies' lead to 1.
It's time to Batter Up with Bubba, featuring Bubba Carpenter. Brought to you by Sterling Bank, local friendly banking made to fit you. Visit your local branch in Fayetteville, Rogers, or Bentonville to discover the Sterling difference.
I've not watched a complete Razorback baseball game all year because I can't get away from the radio. You and Bubba are so amazing. The way you describe the game to us. And then Bubba, with his experience actually playing on that level, can't wait to hear you in Omaha.
We just love listening to you guys, especially my wife. She just cracks up at you guys. Just your camaraderie, your back and forth. Y'all are a great team.
Bubba, how are you doing, man?
Phil, what's going on, buddy? Love the intro. I like that. That kind of gets me pumped up a little bit.
You seen, okay, are you a Matthew Lillard fan? Are you an Angelina Jolie fan? Do you even like movies? Have you seen the movie Hackers?
I have not seen Hacker. I did used to like Angelina Jolie, though, before she kind of went crazy, didn't she?
Well, I thought that was just kind of how they all were.
I think she was just, she might have just been born that way for all we know. That's right. Yeah, Matt's into. We're assigning some movies as we go throughout here, but Bubba saw plenty of movies on
figured
buses.
He might have, his time period. And I do got to ask you about one of my the guy that taught me how to pitch, Bubba, David Watkins. Were y'all teammates together? Give me a story on David Watkins.
No, I know David. Yeah, no good stories I can probably share on the radio though, Matt. Might get us kicked off the air, but yeah, David's a good dude though. He's a really good guy, so you learn from a good one. Hey, but speaking of movies, my wife and I watched Vision Quest a couple of weeks ago, and believe it or not, on my Spotify, I've been listening to the Vision Quest soundtrack. So I've kind of got all those songs in my head right now. It's kind of crazy.
We need to break out a Loud and Swain over the weekend.
I'll get you one next Thursday.
Thank you. Very good. We're speaking the same language here today, Bubby. Hey, opening days tomorrow. I got my eyes on the team for 3 out of the 4 games last weekend. I don't know how much you were able to watch because of the Flow Sports thing and everything, and maybe you were able to listen, but finally you get your eyes on this team in games that start to matter.
Yeah, looking forward to this weekend. it'll be opening day for me, just being back at Baum Walker. So super excited about that. Flo, it's so frustrating, Phil, trying to watch it, and then when a big play happens, they'll talk about the play, but they don't show replays, and man, it's frustrating. I ended up listening to you most of the time, but I had the TV on, but had you listening to you, and but yeah, I saw a lot of good things. I really did. I saw some stuff that made me real optimistic about the season. Loved some of the guys on the team, even some of the guys that didn't look that great. Hunter Dietz, I thought he looked great. Maybe not great. I just think that the umpire, I think he got squeezed a little bit. I think he was cutting that fastball the glove side, and I think it was fooling the umpire. Where Ryder's catching it, not a strike, but where it's crossing the plate, it's a strike. And they did actually show a couple of them, believe it or not, the K-Zone on Flow Sports. They have upgraded to a K-Zone that they show occasionally. But yeah, some of those pitches were strikes. And then Matt Jones sent me Baseball Savant, so I was on there kind of geeking out with all the different analytics on there. And a few of those pitches were strikes, not all of them, but when he missed, he wasn't missing bad. But I expect him to go out and have a good outing this weekend.
Dave said that there was an 85 score for the umpire that day, which is not good. If you're into the 80s, you didn't have a really good game. And there's so many differences now between the professional game of baseball and college baseball. And the biggest thing now is the change in the big leagues is the challenge on automatic ball strike, which, man, if you can imagine how often you could get that in college too, right? That would change the college game in ways that I'm not sure if we really appreciate. And that's one thing that, we'll all be seeing how that affects Major League Baseball. AAA players, AA players, they've been getting used to it the last couple of years, but the umpires have not. So as a hitter for you, I would think that's something that you would have loved to have.
Oh, I would have loved it. I had CB Buckner. He rang me up every chance he got. CB hated me back in the day. I don't know why, because I was nice to umpires. But yeah, I would love to have had it back in the day. But you know what, Phil? You look at Hunter Dietz's game in that second inning. The 2-2 pitch to the righty was inside corner. It was a strike, and they called it a ball. And next pitch, guy hits a double, 2-run scores. Stuff like that. It's. It really does matter. And, a lot of times you look at like the 2-1 pitch gets called a strike. Maybe it's a little off the plate. Man, there's a huge difference in a 2-2 pitch versus a 3-1 pitch if the umpire gets it right. So, I've never been a big fan of all the challenges and all the new rules and all that, but I'm looking forward to seeing how this plays out and seeing if it's something that, typically if it works in MLB, you'll see it in college within a year or two.
I was really wondering in my own head how quickly it would take you to bring up CB Buckner when I brought up umpiring. And I was going to bring it up earlier too because the basketball game last night, everybody's least favorite official for Arkansas fans, Doug Shows, was on the call last night, and what is it? I don't remember the numbers. 6-30 in road games that he's officiated. So it's not like any of the coaches or the players know that or anything, but they know who that is when they show up, and the reputation that he might have, and they know what it was like when he officiated the game. That was CB Buckner for you, and that's also. Look, there's some umpires when you get into the season, it's like, well, when you see this guy behind the plate, you just know you better be ready for anger sometimes from both dugouts. That's kind of how I feel when Doug Shows is officiating the game. It's just that anger is only going to come from Arkansas.
Oh, yeah, and I listened. I turned it on. I heard, I think you asked Bobby about the umpires coming in this weekend, and Bobby's got to be politically correct. So, unfortunately, I don't have to be, so I can say what I think. Kevin Sweeney's the one. I still go back to the 22 College World Series, DeLucia versus Connor Nolan.
Oh, yeah.
Whoever wins that goes to the championship and wins the College World Series, most likely. Kevin Sweeney's behind the plate, and he was terrible. Oh. Everything, DeLucia's getting pitches 4 inches off the plate, backdoor sliders, and Connor ain't getting them. And I think that was a huge factor in the game. And look, I tell all the kids that I coach, we don't blame the umpire for anything. But since they're not listening right now, I can blame the umpire. And I think that was a huge factor in that game. And I'm kind of psycho when it comes to stuff like that. I don't forget because the guys are out there busting their butt. I expect the umpire to do the same.
Hey, I think we're all with you. We're all with you on that. So what stands out for you when you see the team that went 3-1 on the weekend? Did do you worry about back of the bullpen because they couldn't close the Texas Tech game? Are you worried about clutch hitting because of I think it was 10 for 50 runners in scoring position the last 2 days or 3 days that the team was in Arlington? Or are you looking at the positives? Bullpen actually pitched really, really well. Gabe Gackle looked good. You had 2 great starts also from your last 2 starters. They hit some home runs. So how do you look at that first weekend?
Well, I think the play-by-play guy really stood out to me.
Especially Monday, right? Monday especially.
Yeah. No, I tell you, Damon Ruiz, I was really impressed with his at-bat. I tell you all the time, hitters are defined by what they don't swing at. And the way he took those pitches, I mean, he was super confident. There were multiple times the pitch is halfway to the plate. He knows it's the ball. And, you don't want to do it too soon, but he's already dropping his bat going to first base. I mean, his pitch recognition was really good all weekend. Thought he played good defense. I just think having him at the top of that lineup, if you look at the statistics, and I was talking about it earlier in the week of the percentage of times you score if you can get that leadoff guy on. I want to say last year in college baseball it was like 56%, something like that, when the leadoff guy gets on, versus like 19% if the leadoff man doesn't get on. So having that guy at the top of the lineup is huge. So I thought Damien looked really good all weekend. You got to talk about Friday night. I really loved the combination of Gackle and Gibbler. I thought they complemented each other really well. Tate McGuire, came into a really tough situation, just pitched awesome. I thought Colin Fisher was great in his start. Mixed pitches really well. I'm still waiting to get some of the pitching analysis, spin rates, and kind of what they're throwing, because it looked like he was throwing 2 or 3. I know he's got a couple different breaking balls, but it looked like they were all doing something different. One was more of a sweeper. One had more vertical action on it. So looking forward to seeing what Colin was really throwing, because on the broadcast it was really hard to see, but just saw a whole lot of really good things. Carson Brumbaugh, to me, looked really good on defense. Made a couple of good plays where he showed his arm off, but there was a double play ball to Kramer, back to the Kramer. He kind of double clutched, so the timing was off. Most shortstops come across the bag, clip it with their right foot. It looked like to me, and I never saw a replay, it looked like to me Brumbaugh had to switch and catch the bag with his left foot, then still make a throw. Still haven't seen a replay, but that's what it looked like to me. That was an awesome athletic play by a freshman shortstop. So I tell you, Phil, just so many good things to be excited about, and I can't wait to see them this weekend.
Is it more fun being a college player in the middle of February or being a professional player in the middle of February?
Boy, that's tough. I tell you what, I miss spring. I don't miss the baseball part of it. I miss spring training. That first time you pull up to the ballpark, you get out, you get your uniform on, you walk out on the field, and you hear that wood bat. There's just something about the wood bat, the sound of the ball coming off the bat. You miss all those sounds. You miss the smell of the grass. Those are the things you miss. But it's hard to beat college baseball, Phil. It's hard to beat college baseball at Baum Walker. So, man, I can't wait till tomorrow. Glad the weather's going to be okay. It's going to be a little cool, but look, wind's going to be blowing out. It's a great time to be a hitter tomorrow. So it should be a lot of fun.
I was always kind of thrown off by, because you're going into a minor league baseball clubhouse, there's 25 players, there's the 4 or 5 coaches and the trainer and everything, and so it's a certain number you get used to. Same when you go into a college clubhouse. And I know you'd be an invitee to spring training quite often, so you're on the big league side, but then sometimes you end up going back down to the minor league side, and there are hundreds of ball players in this giant clubhouse. It's just like it, and it's the only time you will see 120 professional ball players in the same place, because then you disperse and everything. That always just stood out to me. It's like, how do you remember everybody's name?
Yeah, I will say that the day that you get sent from big league camp down to minor league camps, like a huge just kick in the punch in the gut.
They sell peanuts in the concession stand. Let's go with peanuts.
I think you know where I was going with that. I can't say it. It's a gut punch because, man, you know, in big league camp, it's just nice. You got good meals. I mean, they take care of you. Actually, the workouts are pretty easy and laid back.
Do they really hit white balls at batting practice at big league camp?
Oh, yeah, you never hit a ball with any dirt on it. I mean, it's everything. And there's a difference in the baseballs, too. Like in big league camp, I'm feeling really good about myself. I get moved over to minor league camp. I'm like, wait, what's going on? These balls aren't going as far. But it's always had a bunch of buddies on the minor league side too, so it was fun either way. And usually, what they do is after they send you back down, they'll call you back over multiple times as guys get hurt and stuff. But it is a lot of fun. You miss those days, but you know, now I look at it and you know, I sent something out on X a couple weeks ago, just walking in the booth, Phil, and looking from our vantage point out of our booth at Baum Walker. Man, I kind of got goosebumps again because you remember the last time you're in there. You know, we're getting ready to go to Omaha, so it's those memories come back, and so it's a special feeling when you walk in that ballpark.
Well, we'll have that feeling tomorrow. All right, looking forward to it, Bubba, and looking forward to doing these segments with you throughout the season. Thanks for your time as always.
All right. Thanks for having me on. Go Hogs. I'll see you tomorrow.
You got it. And, of course, Batter Up with Bubba Carpenter is brought to you by Sterling Bank. When it comes to banking, you deserve more than just a transaction. An experience is what you deserve that puts you first, and you get that every time at Sterling Bank in Northwest Arkansas and now serving Central Arkansas. Sterling Bank delivers top-notch customer service with a personal touch. They're not just your bankers, they're your friends. You see them all around town. They're your neighbors. They're part of the community, deeply invested in the people, businesses, and organizations that make Northwest Arkansas and Central Arkansas thrive. Growth, progress, relationships, that's what drives them every single day. Sterling Bank, Fayetteville, Rogers, Bentonville, and now in Little Rock as well. You can also get a look at stirbank.bank to learn more. Sterling Bank invested in you and committed to Arkansas. We'll be back in a moment with Dudley Dawson on Halftime.
See him and Hunter and all the rest of them just sail off into the sunset.
This is Halftime.
Superstars Joe Klein and Pat Bradley for Arkansas's #1 sports act. That's Sarah.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouth.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got crappies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Once people tried Taco Bell's new Lux Value Menu with 10 decadent items, all $3 or less, including the new mini taco salad, an edible bowl filled with succulent seasoned beef and dressed with a lavish chipotle crema, they started expecting everything to be as Lux. You're wondering which is the mini taco salad for, aren't you? Taco Bell's new Lux Value Menu. 10 extravagant indulgences, all $3 or less.
Lewis Automotive has been serving Northwest Arkansas for over 75 years and just getting started.
Our knowledgeable sales team is here to find you the perfect vehicle to fit not only your lifestyle, but also your budget.
Our factory-trained service technicians keep your vehicle running at optimal level.
And if you're looking for genuine parts and accessories, our team has exactly what you need.
Relax in our comfortable lounge. And when your car's ready, we'll return it to you spotless.
Thank you for being a part of our story.
Come see us at Lewis Automotive Group, where you're more than a customer, you're family.
Does your Razorback closet need an upgrade? The University of Arkansas Game Day Collection is what you're looking for, only at Roback.com. They've custom designed the best hoodies, polos, and Q-zips for your school. Go check out this and more at Roback.com, and don't forget to use our link for 20% off. Use code RUSH25 at checkout on Roback.com for 20% off your first order. That's RHOBACK.com. 20% off all hoodies, joggers, and more with Rush25. Roback, where action meets comfort. Well, the game might be over, but the night usually isn't. You're still hanging out, still scrolling, still looking for something fun to do. That's usually where I end up on MyBookie. I'll go from sports straight into the casino. Same account, same balance. What I like is it never feels quiet. There's always something happening. Cash drops, tournaments, live dealers. So you're not just playing, you're part of the action. Head to mybookie.ag now and use promo code HOGS, and you'll get a 300% deposit match up to $750, which gives you plenty to play with. Game night, late night, everything in between. MyBookie's always on.
Dad, the driver looks dirty. You yucky, Daddy.
Hey, don't worry, boys. That's what we do best. At My Dreams Mo Wash, we make homes, businesses, and even big industrial spaces shine like new.
So you can clean houses and big buildings?
That's right. Residential, commercial, or industrial. No job's too big or too small. Call My Dreams Mo Wash today at 479-763-5561 or visit mjmowash.com.
My Junior's Mobile Wash. One call cleans it all.
David Bowie got more fame with his #1 hit titled Fame. John Lennon co-wrote and sounded some of the high notes. The last line in the first verse sums it up. Fame puts you there where things are hollow. John 12:43 tells us that many people rejected Jesus because they love the fame of people more than the praise of God. Is it any wonder you get more fame by rejecting the name of Jesus? I'm Pastor E. from Woodland. Think about it.
Hello, this is Sebastian County Assessor Zach Johnson here to remind you to assess your personal property by May 31st to avoid late penalty. You can do this in person at one of our 3 locations, over the phone, or online by going to www.countyservice.net. I would also like to remind any current homeowners or any individuals buying their homes on contract to contact our office and check on your eligibility for the homestead tax credit. Contact us today to see if you qualify. The homestead tax credit could save you up to $600 off your tax bill.
Sitting on top of the world with feelings and free, I would be nice to be. Okay.
Find Halftime on 99.5 in Northwest Arkansas, 95.3 in Fort Smith and the River Valley, 96.3 in Hot Springs and Central Arkansas, 104.3 in Harrison and Mountain Home, and everywhere on hitthatline.com. Join the conversation. Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 80 years. Lewis Automotive, serving drivers since 1946 and built on a tradition of trust. Now back to the hosts. Here's Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
I got to ask how you can even first of all play 50 minutes when you've been in a walking boot for 2 days before. I have not been in a walking boot, Matt Jones, since I was a teenager, and I didn't have to go play 50 basketball minutes the next day. Never mind the level of basketball he was playing at. I think that's incredible.
I think he should make that a fashion statement, get an NIL deal. I'd be wearing 2 walking boots if I was him, if I play like that.
Does it worry you, too, that he was in a walking boot, or just that it didn't affect him?
Anybody who's playing a sports, anybody that's played at this level before, at baseball, basketball, football, when you're this deep in the season, you're banged up, you're nicked up, things are happening. It's just normal. That's normal stuff. He's making a bigger deal out of it than what it is. It's not that big a deal. It's cool. It's like when Tebow had blood running down his face and it's like, yeah, it's cool, but it's a normal thing.
Like Nolan Ryan pitching 7 innings with blood all over his jersey. That's one of my favorite ones.
It was altitude.
That was a comebacker from Bo Jackson that hit him on the lip. And he ended up getting stitches after the game, but they're doing a Nolan Ryan bloody jersey giveaway this year for a Rangers game. I think like 40,000 of them. I wouldn't want the giveaway unless there's
you hear
real
the-
blood on the jersey.
What do you think of this stat? So is this a real stat? Nolan Ryan had 7 no-hitters.
He did.
0 Cy Youngs.
Correct.
Roger Clemens had 0 no-hitters.
Correct.
7 Cy Youngs.
That is exactly correct.
Who are you taking?
Probably Clemens. Yeah. If I were going to have to win one game, even if I'm going to go with the Clemens from the mid 80s because I'm not allowed to choose.
It's prime Nolan. It's prime. It's good on good. You're not taking they're off here. It's good on good. You're taking Clemens.
Prime Ryan wasn't throwing enough strikes at that time. The crazy thing about Ryan is that when he got into his 40s, he threw more strikes than he did in his 30s or his 20s. All right, Charlie's here. I think he wants to talk basketball instead. Let's do that. It's the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. You can join 877-377-6963. Charlie the Tuna, good afternoon.
Well, what's up, Phil? How you doing? How you guys doing today? What's up, Matt?
Yo.
Hello.
Well, I thought you were going to pick the Roger Clemens when he was up there saying, Senator, I never use steroids.
I don't know if he
you wouldn't pick that one.
I don't know if he said that or if it was Palmeiro with the finger shaking. And it was McGuire, yeah.
Yeah, but no, he was great for sure. Look, guys, I tell you, it was tough to lose that game last night, but what a game. What a classic of a game. And I don't want to take anything away from Alabama. That's not what I'm doing here. They played a great game. Give them credit. They're at home. I just felt like all game, Arkansas, when I looked at I just felt like at some point Alabama was going to make a run. And when it happened, I didn't feel like, I felt like Arkansas responded well. You knew it was coming. Alabama's so capable, man. One thing you can say about Nate Oates, you might can call out his defense on some of his teams, but his offensive, the way he builds, his offense and, his team, they're good every year. I mean, and I think percentage-wise, Phil, is he not the winningest coach since he became the coach there? Percentage-wise?
They said since he's entered the SEC, he has the best winning percentage. Yeah, I heard that last night. Yeah.
Okay, so my point, I want to give him credit. He's a great coach. I'm not a huge fan of him, but he's a great coach, and he does a great job. Look, at the end of the day, last night, Arkansas we got to just be honest. 2 things happened that, okay, guys, I'm not one to gripe about officials. Y'all know me well enough to know that usually, and I'm not saying that's the reason the Hogs lost this game, but when a team almost doubles you up from the foul line and you're getting the exact same contact on your drives that they're getting, I don't understand that. I'm not trying to blame it on that, but that's.
Are you going to get those? Do you think you get those calls at home? Is this a matter of who the home team is?
Probably, but I don't know because I don't know, Phil. Maybe it is that. But I mean, it's just Darius Acuff. As much as he drives and gets hit, I'm starting to see him sell a little bit more, which you have to do. You got to do what you got to do to get the call. I'm not saying he's flopping, but
what is Arkansas's record with Doug Show's officiating at Bud Walton Arena? Or a neutral site.
It's not very good, is it?
I don't know. Everybody's pointing to the road record. Maybe some of this has to do with just where the game was played, and that the home team gets the calls because they did last night.
Yeah.
I'm not here saying that Alabama didn't get the calls or didn't get some no calls that they probably shouldn't have gotten.
But here's the deal, and let's throw that out. That's part of the game. Arkansas they didn't have enough bodies, I think, and that Alabama was shorthanded too. The big thing that happened, too, was Malik Thomas's 2 fouls were huge. He needed to be in that game. In my personal opinion, if he doesn't foul out, we probably win that game. I just believe that. And that's just me. I'm throwing that out there because he was on a heater, too. And I get it, Matt. When Acuff's going, you got to ride him. And some other guys, they feel like maybe they're out of place or whatever, but TB, the things he does, he sets all these screens. He's busting his butt. I think if we had Carter last night, you can give him some minutes. I think he just ran out of gas. And I'm talking on the defensive end. He didn't look like he had it as much towards the end of the game. But does Darius Acuff get tired? Is he human? Or is
He did not ever look like he was tight. He's smiling in the second overtime, for crying out loud. He looks like other guys are as great of athletes as they were on that. If them weren't like sucking wind or anything, but I mean, I think there's a reason why Thomas committed that last foul with his hands. I think he was a little bit tired at that point.
Yeah, he was probably fatigued, but it was frustrating though, Phil, because we needed him, and it was out by the 3-point line, and I'm like, dude, we were having trouble stopping them anyways. Look, give Alabama credit; they're a heck of an offensive team. Tough way to lose that one, but look, we got 3 home games down the stretch. You got to protect home court somehow. I don't know how they're going to have the legs to do it, because what a game last night. But yeah, got to protect home court. You guys heard anything on Carter? And I didn't know Isaiah Sealy was even hurt until recently. So, it just with Carter right now, maybe we got to let it go. It don't look.
Cal didn't have an update about them last night, and he just was going to wait a day or so. I guess there'll be some sort of presser tomorrow to preview the Missouri game. Yeah, Charlie, thanks for calling. 877-377-6963. Yeah, but it kind of, maybe there's a presser tomorrow to preview the Mizzou game, and that's when we'll find out any sort of update on Carter Knox and on Isaiah Sealy. Sean asked a legitimate question, and I don't know the answer to this. So why is it accepted? Just accepted that refs give the home teams better calls. You figure you should be calling them down the middle. Hey, I think we all agree. But they're also human beings, and there's got to be something to the idea of the home team gets better calls, or there's the idea of getting the home team whistle or the home court whistle. I think Alabama got some of that yesterday. Would they have gotten the same kind of whistle if that game was played at Bud Walton Arena? Here's Big Keith. Hello, Big Keith. Thanks for calling. How are you?
Oh, great. How you guys doing?
Great, thank you.
Yeah, it's always been that way. The home team always seems to get better calls than the away team. It is what it is with the SEC. I don't know why. But I was calling to tell you, any day of the week, you got to take Nolan Ryan, dude. If only because of what he did to Robin Ventura. You know what I mean? He punked him and beat his butt, and then he didn't get kicked out of the game.
Well, because it was the batter that rushed the pitcher. It wasn't the other way around. What it's supposed to do at that point?
I know, but normally you would kick everybody out.
I think they're doing a Nolan Ryan headlock bobblehead doll this year too.
I thought that was the coolest thing I ever seen. You know what I mean? Dude comes walking out and some 45-year-old, however old he was.
Yeah, there's one guy that's sick of watching it, and it's Robin Ventura, the guy who charged the mound.
Yeah, I know. I wouldn't want to watch it either. You know what I mean? But anyways, Nolan Ryan to me, I think is the best pitcher in baseball. I mean, he has per pitch, strikeouts. He struck out so many people. But you can't. There's a different era. You know what I mean? You gotta go that way too. So.
Well, that's true.
But anyway.
Yep, sounds like we lost Big Keith. Appreciate you calling, man. 877-377-6963, Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Hey, look, I was a huge Nolan Ryan fan. He's not the greatest pitcher of all time.
There's not a wrong answer, though. It's just
I don't think there is.
You give me either one. We'll take either one you don't want.
I'd be fine with either one of them. That's right. And I'll be fine with coming back to wrap up hour number 2 of halftime right after this break.
I just want to let you know you're the best as far as calling baseball game I've ever heard.
This is halftime.
Take your tax refund the extra mile with a road-ready certified pre-owned vehicle at Rath Auto Resources. We've been working around the clock to beef up our inventory, and we're proud to say this is our best, largest selection of road-ready certified vehicles ever. With so many to choose from, price to sell, and backed by a comprehensive warranty, there's no reason to settle for less. Come see why your friends and neighbors voted us the River Valley's #1 pre-owned car dealer, and see why all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith.
The new Chicken Bacon Ranch Street Chalupa at Taco Bell. You can't get just one. Okay, so that's not like some marketing hyperbole. You literally can't get just one. They come in twos. So like, if you want just one, you're going to need to find a friend who loves slow roasted chicken, bacon, and avocado ranch sauce. Or a friend of a friend, or have an awkward conversation with a complete stranger to see if they're obsessed with chicken, bacon, and avocado ranch. Or you could just like eat them both because you're obsessed with slow roasted chicken, bacon. Okay, you get the idea. The new Chicken Bacon Ranch Street Chalupas at Taco Bell. At participating Taco Bell U.S. locations for a limited time while supplies last.
Get ready for Mudbug Mayhem, the crawfish festival that's a true celebration of community, family, and culture. Join us March 7th at Chaffee Crossing Historic District for Cajun-inspired food, live music, local vendors, and a sizzling crawfish cook-off. Check out the car show, the cornhole contest. There's activities for all ages, and you can make memories with friends and family. Don't miss the fun. Mudbug Mayhem Crawfish Festival, March 7th. It's free to get in. Learn more at mudbugmayhemfest.com.
Colorworks Paint and Body in Barling offers professional automotive painting, bodywork, and fabrication that is unsurpassed in talent and dedication. Owner Andy Harrod uses the latest in collision repair technology to ensure all damage is addressed, whether it's visible or hidden, and works with all insurance companies. Andy and his crew have the experience and commitment to give you complete trust in the repair of your vehicle, no matter the size of the job. Colorworks is located at 1206 Fort Street in Barling, across from Dollar General, and is on Facebook where you can check out their work.
DraftKings Sportsbook is making every snap, every drive, every moment of Super Bowl 60 count with DraftKings Live Millions. Open the app, opt in, and get your promo token. Place a live bet of $1 or more on the Super Bowl, and you're in. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code UNSPORTSMANLIKE. That's code UNSPORTSMANLIKE. Bet live for your share of $5 million in prizes with code UNSPORTSMANLIKE. In partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. Connecticut, call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino in Kansas, wager tax pass-through may apply in Illinois. 21 and over in most states. Void in Ontario. Restrictions apply. No purchase necessary. Opt-in required. Minimum odds minus 500. Prizes either bonus bets or single-use 20% profit boost. Max bet $20 that expire in 30 days. See official rules at sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos for entry period and free method of entry. Sponsored by Crown Gaming, Inc.
We expect our information in real time. US Med carries continuous glucose monitors, which provide real-time readings of blood glucose levels. US Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 500 private insurers. So call 888-665-0696 today for a free insurance and Medicare benefits check as easy as... That's 888-665-0696.
The Solid Rock has been locally owned for over 46 years. When was the last time you were there? So much more than a bookstore. They have Christian t-shirts, church supplies, Bible studies, devotionals, home decor, gifts, and of course, a large selection of Bibles. And Bibles are engraved free of charge while you wait. Now, you can get custom laser engraving on select gift items and some Bibles. Located next to Sam's Club on South 74th, The Solid Rock is your source for faith-based books, music, clothing, and more. The Solid Rock, 452-4844.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Hotline at 877-377-6963. Lewis Automotive, serving drivers since 1946 and built on a tradition of trust. Welcome back into halftime, live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
You know, if you go to a show, you go to a movie, you go to a game, you don't always control who you're sitting next to, and sometimes that person sits down and you want to get up and go somewhere else. I've experienced that before, Matt. Haven't you?
Yeah, Lisa Kudrow, I think, sings about that in Friends. She has a song called Smelly Cat.
That's exactly right. Well, there's a Canadian hockey league team, a junior league hockey team called the Oshawa Generals, that have upset some of their fans because their director of ticketing, a fellow named Jason Hickman, actually sent an email to season ticket holders that asks them to shower if they, quote, went to the gym or did something that produced body odor, unquote.
No, you shower no matter what. So he's being nice. No, the before you go out in public and do things, you shower, you brush your teeth, you put on deodorant. I shouldn't have to ask you to do that after the age of, like, what, 11?
You told a local media outlet, quote, I got a lot of people complaining about the person next to them smelling like cat pee, bad breath, this and that, or everything else. Oh, goodness. Well, they ended up upsetting a bunch of their fans and had to have an apology about it. I don't know. Can you actually, so you can demand that nobody can smoke inside their seat. You can demand that they pay to get inside. Can you actually make a demand that you shower before you walk inside the arena?
If the next time I travel and I'm going through the airport, can I get my bag? Can I put a rotisserie chicken in my bag and say it's my emotional support animal?
Well, it's going to smell a lot better than some of the other people that may be sitting next to you, so sure. Rotisserie chicken smells great inside the house.
How old are these people, man? Take a shower, brush your teeth.
Unfortunately,
wash your
Matt,
ass.
I think they're about the age of 15 to maybe 29 to maybe 38 and maybe 42 and into the 50s, into the late 60s. I think it's every age there are people that just aren't very interested in being clean. No kidding. And occasionally you got to sit next to them. Or you know how you can control that you never have to sit next to them? You never leave the house.
I've gotten to an age where if I don't like anything about whatever's going on, I just walk away. I've been there for a while. I won't. If I'm not feeling it, I just walk. I'm too old, man. I'm not 17. I'm not trying to impress anybody. If it's not good and you smell bad, I'm just going to walk away.
There's a large Lysol bottle in our studios here at ESPN Arkansas.
That person that didn't take showers that works up here, everybody knows that. I think he's been taking showers. It hasn't been that bad. Now that I say that, I'm going to come in tomorrow and it'll smell like
You got the email and he wanted to keep his season tickets. That's what it was.
I think he's been taking a shower and doing the right things now, so good for him.
Brett Dolan joining us in 20 minutes. He's always scrubbed perfectly clean. 877-377-6963, our Lewis Automotive Group hotline. And back into hour number 3 right after this.
Hey everyone, Josh Earnhardt here at AAA Business Systems in Northwest Arkansas. Do you like doing business with local companies? Did you know that AAA Business Systems is one of only a few truly local office technology providers in Northwest Arkansas? Ask your current technology provider where their corporate office is, and let's keep your money in Northwest Arkansas. Buy local, support local. Call us today at 479-442-4185, and remember, anything else is just a copy.
Designed by Jason Christie, the Booyah Finesse Covert Spinnerbait doesn't just bring the fight, it dominates. Choose from 3 blade options: Colorado for maximum thump, Willow for bright flash, and the one the pros won't talk about, the Oklahoma blade. Perfectly balanced for subtle vibration, multiple flash points, and unmatched versatility. The Oklahoma blade is your secret weapon for pressured waters. Precision engineering, tournament proven, and one mission: dominate. Booyah Finesse Covert Spinnerbait, here for one thing.
Since 1992, the Inn at the Mill has welcomed guests to experience the most unique place to stay when visiting Northwest Arkansas. Centrally located at the Johnson exit off I-49, the Inn at the Mill has established a rich tradition of comfort, convenience, and value. Whether it's the big game, business travel, a trip to Crystal Bridges, or a weekend getaway that brings you to Northwest Arkansas, the Inn at the Mill has a spacious room with ample space to spread out. And when I'm there on business, I appreciate the fast, free internet to keep me connected to work and the laid-back European-style breakfast to start the day. Experience unique and different at the Inn at the Mill, just off I-49 at the Johnson exit. Call 479-443-1800 to make your reservation. That's 479-443-1800 or visit inatthemill.com. The Inn at the Mill, where the past meets the present.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, plenty of sunshine. Our high temperatures this afternoon into the middle 70s with winds gusting as high as 30 to 35 miles per hour. Clear skies, a much colder go of it tonight, mid-30s north, mid-40s south, and then sunny and cool on Friday with a high in the upper 50s to mid-60s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Colorworks. Whether it's the weather or just life, call Andy at Colorworks Paint and Body for all your auto body repairs. Big or small, old or new, they are the choice for auto body repair. KERX Paris Fort Smith. This is Halftime, coming at you from the Crabtree RV Studios on ESPN 95.3. Broadcasting on ESPN Arkansas and streaming on hitthatline.com.
We got a good one tonight. You got a team in here that could respect it.
Live from the Busch Lights video.
Don't ask me if I'm all right. Why can't they dominate? And we not doing it.
We're going to go get one and celebrate on somebody else's field.
Yeah.
You both said you had very motivational words at halftime.
It's halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
From the bottom of my toes to the top of my head. What's my heart, dog? Let's go, man.
I have zero respect for saying no moss at halftime.
What name of one Razorback? It's vintage Matt Jones.
The Cinderella story is over, man.
Let's go.
Call or text 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
Back into hour number 3. It's 1:01 in the afternoon. This is halftime on ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com. I'm Phil Elson. Matt Jones, my partner. Christian, the unit Johnston in our studios. We'll have Dudley Dawson on in just a moment here. But, Matt, somebody, I'm not even going to tell you who it was on our text line. This is somebody that texts on a fairly routine basis to us. But I'm not going to say his name because he says maybe I shouldn't admit this, but I only shower 2 or 3 times a week. He says he doesn't smell bad either unless he works a dirty, sweaty job. Then it's different. He showers nightly, but 2 to 3 times a week. That's about, I'm a 7-time-a-week guy, especially this time of the year. 2 to 3, that's not even half the week.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's keep the texting then. You know, I don't know. I probably rinse off minimum twice a day. And so, you know, in the morning before you go to work, in the evening before you lay down, and sometimes I take another one in the, you know, like I'll rinse off 3 times a day.
Nobody showers more than athletes.
It's very true. That's very during a season. You'd shower 5 times a day.
Yeah, I'd have
no question.
I see ball players that would shower when they got to the ballpark.
Mm-hmm.
They would shower after batting practice, before the game,
before meetings. Yeah, all sorts of and
then certainly going to do it after the game too. Yeah. Meanwhile, I was taking my 1 a day. It was always 1 a day. Always. Dudley's with us here. Dudley, appreciate you getting back with us. I know you had a little issue
He's a
the
once
last
a day
hour.
Shower.
Yeah, you shower at least once a day, Dudley. I mean, you're going to be sitting in the press area with all your friends.
I'm a 2 or 3 shower a guy a day.
There you go. Dudley gets it.
I just can't go without them.
Yeah. All right. Well, that might be a little on the extreme end, but that also means nobody's going to be worried sitting next to you ever, ever, ever.
Nope. And the wife keeps me in great cologne. I can't smell it, but she can. That's all that matters.
There's 3 things you're allowed to smell like as a human: deodorant, cologne, or weed. When you go out anywhere, if you smell like anything else, it's not allowed. It's not acceptable. But those are the 3 things you're allowed to smell like.
Sometimes it's all 3 at once, right?
Yes, definitely.
We just have to recover a quick moment from that statement. That's all. We just need about 3 seconds. All right, I'm good. I'm ready to go here. Oh my goodness, Dudley. So I guess if we're talking about scents, Darius Acuff smelled like a white hot fire last night. The perspective that you have on Arkansas basketball, where does last night's performance by Acuff, sit?
I've seen a lot of them, and I thought Rodney Clark's 51 was something else. But I'm going to be honest about that. I give him credit for that, but he hit a lot of jump shots. Darius Acuff hit a lot of contested shots last night, including one at the buzzer that was just absolutely, the first buzzer, I guess, that was absolutely clutch. I've resisted calling him the best freshman to ever play here because I've seen a lot of them over the years. If he's not, he's right there. He's definitely in the top 5. And what I think he's doing without as much talent as some of the others I would put in that conversation, it's just been remarkable to me now. I will say, I thought Philon had a really good game as well, but he got a lot of open shots. And if I know he's not supposed to go to his left, then, and Coach Cal tells you he's not supposed to go to his left, and he keeps going to his left, then, that's the issue.
Dudley, I like this team. My heart says this team can go to the Final Four when you have guards like Malik Thomas. And I thought Malik Thomas, man, he's just been getting better. He was just lights out. It seemed like when he took a shot, you thought it was going in. I guess what does this team have to do in your mind that you think, I do think this team's a Final Four team?
I've been beating this drum for a long time since Coach Cal decided to do that, but I just don't think in today's sports basketball landscape you can just have 9 scholarship guys. Money's not an issue with the basketball program. The walk-ons do a great job in practice, and I know you've got to have some type of salary cap, but they've got to stay healthy. You can't go into a game have 7 healthy guys, especially when on the road. I mean, Alabama's players were even talking about it after the game, that they knew sooner or later that Arkansas would either have guys foul out or get too tired. Now, we could argue that everybody was tired at the end of that ball game, but I think, in the future, you need to have more than 9 scholarship players. You don't have to have 15 like they used to back in the day, or 13, which is the number. But these are the type of situations that will keep them from going as far as both you and I think they can in the tournament. Everybody's got to stay healthy. There's no ifs, ands, buts about it.
What do you think another player costs the team in terms of, well, I'll use the word salary?
When we're looking at an 8th, 9th, 10th guy, I think you're looking at a normal scholarship type things that you can get away with giving them books, tuition, and just a little bit. It doesn't have to be 2.5. Obviously
$50,000 a month.
The top guys, the top guys are getting that. I mean, you have to figure that out. And again, Coach Cal's forgotten more about basketball than I know. Although I feel like I worked under 2 really good head coaches, but I just think that these injuries, we didn't have as many injuries as we did back in. They have now back in the day because we weren't as finely tuned, and I think that's an issue.
What do you know about Knox and maybe hopefully availability for the near future, and Sealy, because this injury for Sealy just kind of came out of nowhere. It must have come from practice.
Yeah, it had to, because obviously he's showed a lot of athleticism in the last 2 games that he played in, and Knox shows athleticism all the time. I understand if this is a preventative thing, that if you're, much like Coach Van Horn is saying with Kahua Aloy, you don't want it to be a thing that lasts too long. We hear they're going to play. We then all of a sudden they don't play. As you said, Sealy's came out of nowhere. We heard last night after the game that Darius Acuff was in a walking boot for 2 days, and I realize that's a preventative thing. It doesn't always mean that something's broken or whatever. But at the same time, I think their success is going to be dependent on how many people they can keep healthy. So maybe this is a good decision. I don't think they were going to catch Florida anyway. But I do think you need to continue to play well enough to have one of those double byes.
No, you're right, Dudley. We need all 7 of our guys as far as Carter and Seeley. I think if both those guys were healthy and could have gave us something yesterday, we could have won. And we still had a chance to win the game. But going forward, But going forward, we're looking. We got Missouri twice, A&M and Texas at home, Florida. Home and home in Missouri, then at Florida. I still think we got a top 4 seed. Is there something that are you feeling good if we go 3-2? You don't want to limp into the SEC tournament. And these are all tournament teams. Missouri's going to be a totally different game, and it's going to be such a quick turnaround. How do you combat not letting this Alabama double overtime, all your energy, and be exhausted? You got to make sure you don't come out flat against Missouri to start.
Hey, that's why these guys have had so much success, and how it's a motivational thing. You played for a tremendous motivator, obviously, and that's why they get paid the big bucks. I do think the health's going to be a big thing. I do think 3-2 will get you to double bye, and you'll feel good about yourself. I think if you go 2-3, especially because these games are against some of the guys that are, Kentucky, when they woke up the end of last week, were tied for second. Now today, they're tied for 8th. That's how jumbled the standings is. So I think you go 3-2, you get the double bye because you will have beaten teams that you needed to beat to push them down the standings.
Dudley, let's leave it there. Appreciate you hopping on and efforting to get back with us after the last hour. There'll be much more to touch on with this basketball team, and we'll have a little bit more idea of baseball after this weekend when we visit next week again.
Can't wait to see you out there tomorrow.
You got it. Dudley Dawson joining us every Thursday here on Halftime.
And for Chris in Springdale, patchouli and eucalyptus, that's deodorant and cologne. Same. It falls under that category.
It's all that same thing. Yeah. There's just the 3 things that you can smell like, and it's only those 3 things.
As an adult human, if you go out in public, if you smell like something else, we got a problem already.
Well, you can smell great if you make sure that you wash your clothes too, and that also includes anything that you buy at Roback.com, machine washable and dryable, and that's not even on the live read. They custom designed the best hoodies, polos, and Q-zips for Razorback fans. If you check out Roback.com and look for the Arkansas Game Day collection, you'll find it right there. Stuff you can't find anywhere else, only for Razorback fans. RHOBACK.com, 20% off your first order using the code RUSH25 at checkout. Roback, where action meets comfort. Another conversation, this time coming with Brett Dolan after the break. This is Halftime.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Hotline at 877-377-6963. Lewis Automotive, serving drivers since 1946 and built on a tradition of trust. Guaranteed satisfaction for at least 4 hours a day.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouth. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Once people tried Taco Bell's new Lutz value menu with 10 decadent items, all $3 or less, including the new mini taco salad, an edible bowl filled with succulent seasoned beef and dressed with a lavish chipotle crema, they started expecting everything to be as Lutz. You're wondering which is the mini taco salad for, aren't you? Taco Bell's new Lutz value menu. 10 extravagant indulgences, all $3 or less.
Lewis Automotive has been serving Northwest Arkansas for over 75 years and just getting started.
Our knowledgeable sales team is here to find you the perfect vehicle to fit not only your lifestyle, but also your budget.
Our factory-trained service technicians keep your vehicle running at optimal level.
And if you're looking for genuine parts and accessories, our team has exactly what you need.
Relax in our comfortable lounge. And when your car's ready, we'll return it to you spotless.
Thank you for being a part of our story.
Come see us at Lewis Automotive Group, where you're more than a customer, you're family.
Does your Razorback closet need an upgrade? The University of Arkansas Game Day Collection is what you're looking for, only at Roback.com. They've custom designed the best hoodies, polos, and Q-zips for your school. Go check out this and more at Roback.com, and don't forget to use our link for 20% off. Use code RUSH25 at checkout on Roback.com for 20% off your first order. That's RHOBACK.com. 20% off all hoodies, joggers, and more with Rush 25. Roback, where action meets comfort. Well, the game might be over, but the night usually isn't. You're still hanging out, still scrolling, still looking for something fun to do. That's usually where I end up on MyBookie. I'll go from sports straight into the casino. Same account, same balance. What I like is it never feels quiet. There's always something happening. Cash drops, tournaments, live dealers. So you're not just playing, you're part of the action. Head to mybookie.ag now and use promo code HOGS, and you'll get a 300% deposit match up to $750, which gives you plenty to play with. Game night, late night, everything in between. MyBookie's always on.
Dad, the driver looks dirty. You yucky, Daddy.
Hey, don't worry, boys. That's what we do best. At My Dreams Mo Wash, we make homes, businesses, and even big industrial spaces shine like new.
So you can clean houses and big buildings?
That's right. Residential, commercial, or industrial. No job's too big or too small. Call My Dreams Mo Wash today at 479-763-5561 or visit mjmowash.com.
My Junior's Mobile Wash. One call cleans it all.
David Bowie got more fame with his #1 hit titled Fame. John Lennon co-wrote and sounded some of the high notes. The last line in the first verse sums it up. Fame puts you there where things are hollow. John 12:43 tells us that many people rejected Jesus because they love the fame of people more than the praise of God. Is it any wonder you get more fame by rejecting the name of Jesus? I'm Pastor E from Woodland. Think about it.
Hello, this is Sebastian County Assessor Zach Johnson here to remind you to assess your personal property by May 31st to avoid late penalty. You can do this in person at one of our 3 locations, over the phone, or online by going to www.countyservice.net. I would also like to remind any current homeowners or any individuals buying their homes on contract to contact our office and check on your eligibility for the homestead tax credit. Contact us today to see if you qualify. The homestead tax credit could save you up to $600 off your tax bill.
4-3 in Harrison and Mountain Home, and everywhere on hitthatline.com. Join the conversation. Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 80 years. Lewis Automotive, serving drivers since 1946 and built on a tradition of trust. Now back to the hosts. Here's Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
Brett Dolan's with us on our Lewis Automotive Group hotline. What's that? Oh, we don't have Brett, so we'll be getting him here in just a quick moment. 877-377-6963 for calls and texts on our Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Yeah, there's a certain vibe coming across over the last 40 minutes or so. It's feeling good today. Why not? You got baseball coming up tomorrow, women's basketball tonight. Texas is in town. Oh, Texas is in town. 4th-ranked team in the country. Team that can score at will sometimes. We'll see how that one goes. I know Brett will be on the call for that. He's got Baseball Friday for ESPN Plus. He's filling in for me for the radio broadcast Saturday. And then, man, you got gymnastics too? Like, Brett, what aren't you calling this weekend?
Well, softball, because I did not.
No. I guess he's not calling the show here at a moment at the same time, too. Just lose him in the middle of this the third word. We can try him back again. Yeah, there's like gymnastics, softball, baseball, basketball. I don't know if there's a track event this weekend, but you could have that one going too. Yeah, we got a little issue with the phones. That's what happened. Well, we ended up getting like 3 guests and like 3 or 4 different callers before the Gremlins won the day today. So that's all right. That's all right. So I would give you the phone number, but the only thing you can do is text. That's 877-377-6963 for that Lewis Automotive Group hotline. What else to get into here? Since I was going to open up with Matt, with Brett about the baseball weekend and a little bit about the basketball game that everybody's talked about so much over the course of this day. I don't remember feeling, Matt, like I've spent so much time on one regular season basketball game for this show, other than maybe last year when Arkansas went into Rupp and won that game.
I think it was America's introduction to Darius Acuff. Like it was the nation's intro, because even if you're a fan of basketball, you know how many people are seeking out games, and not that if you've been watching him all year, you understand his talent. But think if that was your first time to watch that kid play. He looked like a little bit of Kemba Walker, looked like a little bit of an Allen Iverson. You know, looked like he just what can he not do out there on the basketball court? He's just been a joy to watch and he's gotten better. Is the thing. You think, oh, how can he get? No, he's gotten better over the last couple months as well.
Just going to check and see where he sits in terms of scoring in the nation. He's 10th in the nation in scoring now at 22.3 points per game. But there's like 3 freshmen that are on this list as well. DeBonsa, Boozer are all ahead of Acuff. He's got to be SEC Player of the Year, though. The crazy thing is, and I'm like, these aren't the people that vote on the league Player of the Year, because who does the voting for the Players of the Week in the SEC? Well, I think it's just Greg Sankey walking down the offices, the hallway in Birmingham and asking, give me some votes, But to me, what it felt like yesterday, Matt, I think Acuff may have won SEC Player of the Year yesterday.
In an L. Does it matter if we go 2 and 3 the way out? Does he still have work to do? Or is it over?
I can't imagine that he doesn't keep playing. Look, we're not going to get 59 points again in a game, but how many times has he crossed past 30? This is he's consistent. That's the thing about it. It's like every single time he goes out there, it's some kind of performance that it was like if he scores 22, which is his season average, that would feel like a letdown now instead of getting to 30. But don't you feel like if he wants to go get 30, he can go get 30?
Well, the thing that I like about his game and the way he goes about it is there's not a lot of bad shots. Like even when he shoots the shots, they're not like, oh, that was kind of a bad shot. He still is shooting. I think he had to throw up one late in the shot clock, hit off the glass. You could tell he just threw it up, and that's not his. That's just you got to throw it up. But for the most part, he makes the right basketball play. And it's weird to say this, but watching him play yesterday, he has 49 points, and it was the most unselfish 49 points I've ever seen. He didn't try hard. He did try hard. I'm not saying that. But he didn't force anything to make it happen. He was still making the right pass. He could have had 10 assists easy if guys could have made some shots.
So who are some of the other potential options here? Oh, we've got Brett here. Just wondering some of the potential options for Player of the Year. Josh Hubbard leads the league in scoring. You're not going to be Player of the Year at Mississippi State this season. Not happening.
I don't know who the best player on Florida's team is. Philon would be on the list. The kid from Kentucky would be on the list.
Oweh.
And Acuff. I think if you I don't know. Who else is out there? I'd say those 3.
Acuff leads in points amongst those 3. Assists. Rebounds.
Here's
close
what
enough. Philon's got him steals.
Here's what I would say. Would Arkansas make the NCAA tournament if Acuff wasn't on the team? Is he that important? Because I when you're looking at Yahweh at Kentucky, would they still make the tournament if he wasn't on the team? Would Alabama still make the tournament if Philon? I don't know. But his WAR, I think Acuff's his WAR rating, I think it's pretty good.
Brett, it doesn't look to us like there's any one player that's more important to their team than Darius Acuff. Like I know they don't vote on MVP. It's a Player of the Year thing, but he's MVP.
We get some recency bias that's pretty good too, going back to last night, I would say, right?
Absolutely, you'd have to. But that's the thing I was getting into. Is like last night's game feels like the kind of performance that wins you a Player of the Year award, even in a loss. Because it's not like you're really going to believe that he's going to go out there and start laying any eggs over the next 5-6 games. No, he's been this consistent to this point. And that kind of performance last night that's going to ring in people's minds. Whoever's voting on it, like that's the game they'll remember.
Well, he doesn't make mistakes. I mean, we know he doesn't turn the ball over. It's the assist to turnovers that are amazing. He doesn't miss a ton of shots, even though he takes a lot of shots. He's still over 50%. He's a good three-point shooter. So when you look at all the different variables, I mean, it racks up to a pretty impressive performance. Well, I guess we've been pretty fortunate to be able to watch this on a regular basis this year.
Yeah, I liken what he does to what Kevin Kopps did in the 2021 season, which is now that team won every weekend, never lost a series until the NC State Super Regional. Arkansas basketball has lost some games, even in Acuff's great performances. But players like that, and obviously it's different when you're looking at how they translate to the pros, because Kevin hasn't made the major leagues yet, and Acuff is going to be in the NBA next year. But in terms of the season they're playing in, because of their importance, they paper over deficiencies. Because as good as Arkansas basketball is, man, I have never seen a team that is so imbalanced between backcourt and frontcourt.
You know, as you ran through that analogy, I'm nodding. I know it doesn't do much for radio, but I think you're onto something with that analogy, because Kevin did kind of obscure the overall season with his dominance, and maybe Acuff is doing the same thing. I mean, it's hard to give up 58 points in the paint, which Arkansas did. I think the number of points that Bama had between the paint and the free throw line was like 85. I mean, they should never lose a game, considering they made 10 threes, and yet Arkansas almost won the game, and they almost won the game because of Darius.
That's a good point.
Best team in the country right now, is it Michigan? I know they have the one out beside their name, Brett. Who Duke's up there, Arizona's up there, Houston. You kind of know there's a lot of good basketball teams this year. Who in your mind is the best team in the country right now?
You know, Matt, it's tough. I think there are 3 or 4. I mean, I think Arizona had their stretch for about a month where we considered them the best. They have 3 freshmen that are a big part of this equation, and it's getting to that time of the year where, you know, you even though you know what to expect, this has been a long season for those guys. And Michigan, I saw them in person. I was extremely impressed with them, but they've had a couple of games where they haven't played well either. So I don't know if there's necessarily one, but I think there's probably this core of like 6 teams, and we'll have an idea maybe in a couple of weeks which one of those 6 looks like they're hitting into March on the right way, the best possible opportunity maybe to get to a Final Four or beyond.
What do you make of the deal with Kansas and Darren Peterson? Because if he's playing, and I know they've had big wins without him, like they were the first team to beat Arizona without him, so maybe they're, you know, on that list even without him too. But so you look at a kid like Darius Acuff, who played 50 full minutes after wearing a boot for 2 full days, and then there's this other player who might be just as talented in Peterson, who doesn't really appear to be all that interested in playing for his college team.
There sure is something with that, and you're right. They had the win against, was it Arizona without him? I mean, they're clearly so much better with him, even though they've had a couple of big victories without. And I don't know how you count on him. I mean, he's been out more than he's been in, and I know some of those things aren't always under your control, and other times maybe there's a resistance to be back unless he's 100%. I mean, I think they're extremely dangerous. I mean, when you talk about this freshman class, and we've all been privy to these discussions for a couple of months, this might be the best freshman class we've seen. I mean, you start going through players, and there are some that have Darius 6th or 7th or 8th on this list. It shows you how good it is. Many people feel like when Peterson's healthy, he's number 1 above DeBonsa and Boozer and whatnot, but clearly it's just not been on the floor enough for KU. But I mean, if he is going to be available every game down the stretch, they're probably one of 10 teams that could do some serious damage.
I know you got the call for baseball tomorrow on ESPN Plus. You fill in for me for radio on Saturday. Probably got ESPN Plus again on Sunday. So anything stand out to you specifically, whether good or bad, over these first 4 games?
Would have been nice to see him. I'm a little bit jealous that you were able to see the 3. This is going to be a little bit different team. I think there is maybe an athleticism that's pretty impressive. I don't think there's going to be quite as much power, but I still think there's plenty of it. I'm a little concerned at the back end of the bullpen. There's a little bit of defensive issues in a couple of positions I may be concerned with. But this is what this program does. They develop and get better as they go along. So I'm kind of curious to see what this narrative looks like as we get a little deeper into this book or this movie. But I think it will probably at times look a little bit different. And with 18 games at home, Phil, I think we're going to get to see a lot of people. And it's not just the starters. We're going to get to see the relievers. We're going to get to see the midweek starters. We're going to get to see some of the guys who might have an impact. And that's where I'm really curious to see over the next 3 weeks of these home games what it looks like when they're done and we get just a little bit closer to conference play.
Yeah, I feel exactly the same way about it. It's like, take it as it comes. You get 18 games at home, and that's also going to include the start of SEC play. Matt asked me this earlier in the show. People have texted or called in with their own opinions. You get a choice of either Nolan Ryan or Roger Clemens, and you have to win this game. Who are you taking?
Ooh, I'd probably take Roger.
That was who I said.
When you look at those two guys, and it's funny because in my office at home, I've got both of their autographed jerseys hanging on my wall. Nolan had 7 no-hitters, never won a Cy Young. Roger won 7 Cy Youngs, never threw a no-hitter. So to me, Nolan, when he was at his best in individual games, was pretty darn good. I felt like Roger was better over longer portions of the season. I know your argument was one game, but I would probably still take Clemens.
The thing about either one of them is that they could both go out and finish the game, though, which makes it so different than now. And just to try to put those guys in today's game, and as part of what made Ryan what he was his ability to stay on the mound, and he was virtually never hurt. So it's I would love to see how that would work in today's game, because they would try to take him out of the 5th or 6th inning.
Right.
And it's he put Robin Ventura in a headlock. He would be putting his pitching coach in a headlock now.
Yeah, it feels like 40 years ago or 50 years ago because of just the different era of baseball. But Roger kind of reinvented himself at the end. He became a splitter guy. He was throwing 92 instead of 97, 98, but he was still competing and winning at a high level when he was in his late 40s. So I think both of those guys, the durability question goes out the door. But you're right. Nolan no longer resembles anything in today's day and age with the innings and the number of pitches he threw. And even Rogers, not that far removed from his playing days, but he feels like kind of an alien compared to what we see now with the 5 and fly and the high velocity and everything else that comes with this new era of pitching.
Hey, Brett, thanks for calling back, and sorry with the issues with the phone, but appreciate you getting on with us anyway. Thanks, man. See you later today.
Always enjoy it.
You got it. Brett Nolan, he joins us Thursdays on Halftime. You can do the same as we get into the home stretch. 877-377-6963. Stay with us. We're back in just a moment.
Matt, you're my favorite Razorback by far. I wish we had a player on that team that had as much heart as you played with.
This is Halftime.
Attention. Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-885-5151. That's 800-885-5151. Again, that's 800-885-5151.
You're listening to Halftime Live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
Hey, it's Todd Richardson. We're here at Papa's Pub and Pizzeria, 508 Garrison Avenue, downtown Fort Smith with Rachel. Rachel, tell our audience why we love coming here on Thursday.
We have a great crowd, great sports, buckets for 15, good vibes, good atmosphere. Can't beat it.
Rachel, we're here every Thursday. Do you ever get tired of it?
You have your times, but you keep coming back, so we put up with you.
Well, we appreciate it. 508 Garrison Avenue in downtown Fort Smith. It's Papa's Pub and Pizzeria. What do we always say?
It's the best darn pizza in Fort Smith.
Perhaps the world.
Dental emergencies do not wait, and neither should you. At Valley Urgent Dental, they're here for you on the weekends, whether it's a broken tooth, a painful infection, or a crown that's come loose. Dr. Kendall Roberts and Dr. Doug Terry are ready to help. Why wait till Monday? Call 479-235-5655 now. Valley Urgent Dental is located at 5505 Uper Lane behind Golden Corral in Fort Smith. Valley Urgent Dental, emergency dental care when you need it most.
Smalls here. Life is full of choices, some big, some small. And when you choose an H&R Block Tax Pro, you're choosing the largest network of tax expertise to be in your corner. For when your big ambitions need help with the small details. For when your six figures come from 6 different places. For when your gaming stream becomes your revenue stream. For when your business's year one needs 70 years of tax know-how. At H&R Block, they've seen it all, and they're here to help you make the most out of your money for life outside the box. Get started at HRBlock.com.
When a business has been around more than 65 years, you know they're doing something right. Hey, Ty Richardson for Johnny's Transmission. They've been trusted in Fort Smith and the River Valley since 1959. Located at 1212 Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith, they strive to make every customer's experience outstanding and want your vehicle to be in the best condition for the road ahead. Check out their website, johnnystransmissionfs.com, and find them on Facebook. Johnny's Transmission, family owned and operated since 1959.
Wendy here. If you're looking to add a star player to your financial roster, you should take a look at SoFi's personal loans. SoFi's got some amazing moves that would be a valued addition to any team, like low fixed rates when you consolidate your debt, no fees required, and as soon as same-day funding. View your rate at SoFi.com/roster to get started. Loans originated by SoFi Bank, N.A. member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply at SoFi.com/roster. NMLS 696891.
When your carpets, upholstery, and floors look dirty and stained, call your local Service Master Clean at 646-4087. Service Master Clean is an industry leader and can remove the toughest stains from your home or office. And they back their work with a satisfaction guarantee. Eliminate dirt and grime from your carpet, hardwood, tile, and laminate floors. Call your local Service Master Clean, 479-646-4087. That's 646-4087 or online at ServiceMasterPC.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Feeling funny in my mind, Lord, I believe I'm fixing to die. Feeling funny in my mind, Lord, I believe I'm fixing to die. Well, I don't mind dying, but I hate to leave my children crying. Well, look over yonder to that barren ground. Look over yonder to that barren ground. Sure seems lonesome, Lord, when the sun goes down.
Make sure to follow Halftime on X at Hit That Line AR and on Facebook and Instagram at Hit That Line. Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 80 years. Lewis Automotive, serving drivers since 1946 and built on a tradition of trust. Let's get back to the show with Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
So I guess Baum Walker Stadium continues to be a good place for zoological research of some sort. Yesterday, Cam Kojal, Matt, was recorded. They said they were doing like a hype video with him, and all of a sudden, some armadillo appears in the first base dugout where Cam's recording this thing. And I've not touched an armadillo before. I've killed one by rolling over one with my vehicle, and I didn't mean to. But I didn't touch it after I ran over it. But the thing looks like it's made of armor, right? I mean, he literally picks the thing up, walks it all the way out to, I'm going to call it Lake Norm, even though it's not the size of a lake. And he throws it in there. And I've seen Dave Van Horn walk out to that lake with a snake and throw it out there too. So we already know there's turtles in there. We know there's fish, of course. Now there's an armadillo and a snake as well.
I don't do snakes. I don't do the reptile snake, and I don't do the human snake. I'm not a snake person.
I don't touch armadillos. I'm not going to touch one of those. But Camden picked it up like it was nothing. And apparently Dave told him that they have leprosy, which I was unaware of that. I don't even want to look at an armadillo now that I have a sense that if Dave's right about this, I'll treat it like looking at Medusa. It's like she, with the snakes on her head, turn you into stone. Not even, somehow I'm just going to find a way to never look at an armadillo for the rest of my life. Thank you very much, Camden Kojal.
Sounds like the name of a minor league baseball team. Is there a Texas Armadillos?
I'm pretty sure there is. What's the team in Amarillo? They're the Sod Poodles.
The Amarillo Dillos?
No, they at one point they were. I know they were. I think they were the Amarillo Dillas a long time ago back in the Texas League. I've got a short clip. But yeah, I think they're the Sod Poodles. There's been an Armadillos out there at some point. And if there isn't, then there's been a team that says, well, we're changing our identity for 3 days. And they'll be the Armadillos. Dave Van Horn talked about it earlier today.
So I didn't find out about it till yesterday. Maybe that's when the video came out. And I called him. I called him last night on the way driving home. And I just called him and I said, hey, when did you do this armadillo thing? And he said, oh, it was last week. And I said, well, okay. And you didn't get bit or scratched or anything? He said, no. And I said, those things can give you leprosy. We have a good relationship. He goes, like leprosy, like in the Bible? I said, yeah, like in the Bible. I said, oh, no. And I said, don't be messing with those things. They're nasty. And I think I scared him a little bit. But my wife actually called me and said, I just saw a video of Cam with one of those nasty animals that mostly hang out in Texas. And I said, yeah, I know what you're talking about. But anyway, it was kind of funny. But thank goodness he didn't get bit, scratched. And they're dangerous. Stay away from them.
There's an armadillo festival in Hamburg, my hometown.
I'm going to stay away from that.
So, yeah, don't want to go there. If you're an armadillo person, you can go there. But
Dave apparently knows his stuff about armadillos, guys. Chat tells me that, yes, armadillos can carry the bacteria that causes leprosy, but that the real-world risk to humans is very low. That about 95% of humans are naturally immune to what is called Hansen's disease, which is caused by the bacterium that he's talking about. So, but Dave's also fearless when it comes to animals like that. And it's not even just the snake or the armadillo or the fish or the turtles. We had what was the animal in the Vanderbilt series 2 years ago down the third base line? A raccoon that a guy got bitten by and had to get a rabies shot. So, like Baum-Walker Stadium is a science experiment. It's basically the zoo of, now that the Gentry Zoo is closed, right? It has closed, right? 45? There is no more Gentry Zoo. Yeah. Baum-Walker Stadium is now the zoo of Northwest Arkansas. Go figure. And Razorbacks and Lions and Tigers and Bears and all that kind of stuff. 877-377-6963. Thank you. Josh says armadillos literally have no purpose. They're on the food chain somehow.
They slow cars
people eat them.
They eat them?
I know.
Have you had an armadillo before?
No, but I've heard people eat them.
Slowing people down actually is
There's speed bumps on the highway.
That's a very important role that they can serve. I felt awful the first time I used one as a speed bump.
The Black Keys have a song called "Squirrels on the Pavement." You know that crunch when you're driving.
I do know the crunch.
Yeah, I know.
Does anyone have an armadillo
maybe it's a
mascot?
flimsy sandwich. We should cover that one.
Dead armadillo. What was the
Squirrels on the Pavement?
Squirrels on the Pavement. That's right. Yeah, and the three things you can smell like.
That's universal.
That's an A side. That won't be a B. That'll be one of the major hits.
That'd be a pop hit.
Yeah. Pat says armadillos can jump. If you've ever shot at one, I've never shot at one, but I've also thought, well, if it could jump, could it actually leapfrog my car? He says it can jump 10 feet in the air.
No.
If they should be able to leapfrog my car the next time I'm coming at one. I've never seen that happen. What was the next thing I wanted to hit at here? Here it is. So there's this OptaStats account on X that figured this out. The Darius Acuff performance is a standalone performance. Is the only player outside of Kobe Bryant in 2013 to be in Division I or an NBA player and have 45-plus points, 5-plus rebounds, 5 assists, only 1 turnover, and play the entire game. Over the last 30 years, Matt, in Division I and NBA basketball, Darius Acuff and Kobe Bryant are the only two players to have those numbers and play the entire game.
Would you, if you're, was it Tyson, Stevens? Who gave Cal the money to get these guys?
John Tyson.
How much would you give to have Acuff back for another year? Because it could do it. I don't say. I think if you're a lottery pick, you got to go. But what if Tyson said you want $12 million? You want $1 million a month to play college basketball? Is that enough? Would you have to stay and play 40 games?
I would definitely offer him something like that, like at least like 10, maybe $10 million to play college basketball.
I'm trying to swallow the idea here of a guaranteed. He is a guaranteed lottery pick, Matt. Do you think? I think
so. I think if he's healthy, I know his measurements are gonna. There's gonna be half the teams won't touch him because he's 6'1". You know, if he was 6'6", but that doesn't take anything away from what this kid can do. He's amazing. But there will be some teams that just are like, I can't get it, because you got to be, NBA. These guys are different. These guys are pterodactyls, and he's still an amazing talent. But there'll be a couple teams. But the thing about the NBA draft, you only got to impress one. There will 100%. I think he's a lottery pick.
I'd have trouble just digesting the idea of someone who's a guaranteed lottery pick passing the opportunity for them, because there is more money in that, guaranteed, because you do get your rookie contract, you get your signing bonus. It'd be a risk. Could he improve his draft stock in the second year?
Could he go number one? I don't know. But you know what you could get? You get an insurance policy for catastrophic injury. So the school would pay for that too. So if something happens, they're going to take care of you. But I think if you're a lottery pick, you got to go.
You got to go. Yeah, I mean, and I think that was you feel the same way about any of the players that are coming in and be like, well, this is going to be a lottery pick, and that guy's going to be a lottery pick, and they think, well, it's only going to be 1 year, even if he wasn't a lottery pick, like Nick Smith Jr. This feels much more guaranteed, and that he's going to be gone, and then there are 3 other freshmen coming in next year that I think we're all looking at as like supposed to be one and dones too.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have a loaded team next year because there's going to be one guy leave. Unless for the seniors that go, but there's only one guy on this team that's a first-round draft pick in the NBA draft. And if you're not a first-round draft pick, come on back.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely, because you're going to be able to eat a lot better. You're going to be paid more.
You're working your trade. You're working your craft. You're still in the
games
gym.
That matter.
Yeah, you're still competing. I come back, it's a great time to be a college athlete.
There's never been
then you're endearing to the Arkansans, the people of Arkansas. You work, get a job in Arkansas, you live, that's Arkansas's
never have to pay
state.
for a meal in Arkansas.
Well, did you experience that coming back for a 4th year, Matt?
No, I wasn't ever that good. I wasn't.
I don't know. I mean, was there a chance you could have left after your junior season?
Thought about it because I was changing positions, and my deal was if you're 6'6" and run a 4.3, you're going to get drafted. So that was, it didn't matter what year I came out. I wanted to play another year if I could have. I wanted to stay in college as long as I could.
It was the love of being a Razorback, love of college football specifically.
It's NFL's amazing. I'm not saying that, but it's there's just something about playing for your home state, representing your state, and wearing that Razorback hog on the side of your helmet was pretty cool.
Yeah. 877-377-6963. Got any thoughts about this? We'll be back in a moment. Wrap up the show. This is Halftime.
Some of you'll be mad and sad, but do what we need you to do.
This is Halftime.
Winter has arrived, bringing frosty mornings, holiday travels, and unpredictable roads. That's why it's the perfect time to visit Southern Tire Mart. From top quality tires to expert service at competitive prices, we've got you covered. Visit our Fort Smith location at 9700 Highway 271 and let us prepare your vehicle for everything winter has in store. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. We keep America rolling.
Hello, this is Sebastian County Assessor Zach Johnson here to remind you to assess your personal property by May 31st to avoid late penalty. You can do this in person at one of our 3 locations, over the phone, or online by going to www.countyservice.net. I would also like to remind any current homeowners or any individuals buying their homes on contract to contact our office and check on your eligibility for the homestead tax credit. Contact us today to see if you qualify. The homestead tax credit could save you up to $600 off your tax bill.
This ad sponsored by the Sebastian County Assessor and paid for by Amendment 79.
What a matchup we've got, folks. Just nonstop action. The energy is electric and the fans are all in. An intense game like this calls for a Coca-Cola. Crisp and refreshing. That's a game changer. Yeah, that taste scores every time. And just like that, they're back at it. Passionate fans and an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Now that's a winning combo. No matter the team, no matter the sport, everyone knows fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola.
Precision Garage Door features the finest quality materials, installation, and service for all your garage door needs, including garage door repair and new garage doors and openers. Fully licensed and insured with the largest showroom in Northwest Arkansas at 1907 Town West Drive in Rogers and at Fort Smith at 416 North 10th Street. Call Precision Garage Door today at 844-PDS-DOOR or check them out online at PrecisionDoorNWA.com. Financing is available. Precision Garage Door, voted best garage door company of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley.
Founded in 1950, Crabtree RV Center has grown into one of the River Valley's largest RV dealerships, proudly serving Northwest Arkansas, specializing in sales, parts, and service. We're truly your one-stop shop for all your RV needs. Conveniently located with easy access to I-40 and I-49, we're 40 minutes from Northwest Arkansas and just as close to our friends in Oklahoma, carrying top brands like Grand Design, Coachman, East to West, and Forest River. Crabtree RV Center, making your family's dreams come true for over 70 years.
Attention. Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-885-5151. That's 800-885-5151. Again, that's 800-885-5151.
When it's time to stock the bar, fill the cooler, or grab the perfect bottle, stop by River Point Wine and Spirits. You'll love our clean, organized store, full of all the best liquor, wine, and beer at the right price. At River Point, we're a family-owned business where customer service is always our priority. So come stock up for game night, date night, or the weekend ahead. Your journey, our spirit. River Point Wine and Spirits, Grand Avenue and I-540.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Hotline at 877-377-6963. Lewis Automotive, serving drivers since 1946 and built on a tradition of trust.
Get away from me. Get away from me. This is gonna be yeah, it's gonna be something. This one of these things your face way. Like sunshine, wanna hear myself on the race.
Welcome back into halftime, live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
Hey, we are helping raise money for Arkansas Children's Northwestern, their Champions for Children Give-a-thon. This is all month long. If you can just get over to hitthatline.com, you'll find a Give-a-thon link. Choose your favorite show and donate in honor of the show you love to listen to the most. And we also want to thank some of our sponsors for the Arkansas Children's Northwest Champions for Children Fundathon, Colorworks Paint and Body in Barling, Arkansas, specializing in color match paint, collision repair, and custom fabrication. Also, they back their paint work with a lifetime warranty. If you got a damaged vehicle, leave the fuss to them. It's Colorworks. They let their customers speak for their quality. Again, it's hitthatline.com. Click the Giveathon link, choose your favorite show, and donate today. We got women's basketball tonight, 6:30 against Texas, trying to snap an 0-12 SEC record coming into the home stretch. So obviously much different than what we've seen from men's basketball.
You're going to owe me tacos, Phil. Oh, we didn't put tacos on it, but you said the women's basketball team would win a conference game before the men's football team.
Well, Texas A&M next Sunday is a really good opportunity. A&M has struggled. That is a road game. And then the game that wraps up the regular season at home against Auburn. They'll have a couple of chances, I think, to win. It's just, it's like in the last game against Mississippi State, it's like you can't erase the first 6 or 7 minutes of the game, but down 13-0 and lose the game by 9, it's like we just watched a basketball game that from end to end for 50 minutes was incredible. Arkansas women's basketball has had a lot of trouble putting together a full 40 minutes, but there have been signs at times that there's improvement. It's just in order to win SEC games, you got to sometimes play the full 40 minutes. And then tomorrow, Matt, I'll be over at Baum Walker for opening day for the home opener against Xavier, and just lots going on at this time of the year. A heck of a lot going on at this time of the year. Sometimes it feels like I'm ready to fall asleep where I'm standing. That's why I was sitting for about half the show.
What is Xavier's mascot?
They're the Musketeers. They're the Musketeers. And also, thanks to, we had a listener text in reminding us that there is an Armadillos team out there. Texas State University from Unnecessary Roughness. Scott Bakula, the quarterback, Kathy Ireland, the place kicker. They were the Texas State Armadillos. That's why I felt like they'd get run over, and it'd be really easy to remember. They do get run over. There's a good one here. An armadillo is a possum on the half shell out of the 417. They had their armadillo jokes ready to go. Yeah, it's a Teenage Mutant Ninja armadillo. Never even heard of one of those things before.
Who's the April O'Neil?
Yeah. Who is the Amber Heard?
Yeah, who's Amber Heard could play April O'Neil.
I feel like at some point you might sit next to you might find yourself sitting next to her, and you might have to ask her if she showered that day after she left the bedroom. About the right idea, yeah. All right, great stuff on Halftime today. It's been a ton of fun. We had 4 guests. If you missed any of it, Eastside Liquor Halftime Podcast will have all the highlights, including Bobby Werniss, Bubba Carpenter, Dudley Dawson, and Brett Dolan. Also highlights on remembering to shower, and maybe, buy season tickets to a place that may not remind you that you don't smell the way you like to smell 24/7. So for Matt Jones, for the unit, and all our guests, I'm Phil. Thanks for tuning in. Stay tuned for Ruskin and Zach. They're coming up in just a few minutes. And go have yourself a rest of your Thursday.